Welcome to Fantasy Audiobook. Meiman. My Deadpool becomes stronger when I speak. Chapter 41. I want to thank you, because I have indeed become different. As a thank you, I will leave half of your body. I will chop the remaining half of the corpse into a meat paste. After finishing his mouth craving, Wade quickly rushed towards Meiman. 2 pieces of dagger-length glass were clutched in both hands. Meiman stood where he was, neither dodging nor dodging. Suddenly he had a plan. Meiman's non-resistance left Wade with no hesitation. The glass in his hand quickly slit his throat. Blood splattered 3 feet. Thump. The corpse fell powerlessly to the ground. This guy stands still, don't you think I'm joking when I say kill him? Wade looked at the 3 younger brothers. Expect to find the answer in 3 people. But obviously the 3 younger brothers are a little confused. I thought it was so strong. Wade drops the blood-stained glass. Wipe the bloody hand on the dazed cook. Seeing that Meiman, who was just identified as the boss, died so easily in Wade's hands. The 3 of them panicked for a moment. Why don't you consider killing me? Wade has never been here since. Always tied to the bed. The strength of the institution is not known at all at the moment. The thinking is still stuck in the idea that Ajax and Angel are the strongest combat power here. But the time the 3 stayed. Know that Wade is talking big. You killed our boss, I won't go with you. Hanhanen had a fierce look on his face and grabbed Wade's neck while he was not paying attention. Veins popped up on his hands. One forcefully twisted Wade's neck. Well, things seem to be turning around too quickly. First Wade kills Meiman with ease. Then it's the stupid man who easily kills Wade. Both died too soon. What should we do now? Our boss is dead. Hanhanen threw away Wade's body and asked the other 2. Tell Ajax quickly, don't let them suspect that we killed these 2 people. The cook immediately came up with a solution. That's the only way to do it. The 3 of them discussed and prepared to leave. Suddenly the silly man yelled. His waist was stabbed with a glass. The shards of glass pierced deeply into Hanhanen's waist. Don't be in a hurry, I haven't played enough yet. You want to say that I'm not dead, right? You want to say it so I can say it for you. I am indeed not dead, it was that guy who gave me super ability. Wade glanced at Meiman's body with disdain. If you dare to kill the person in charge of Area B, Ajax will not let you leave alive. Ajax, I wanted to kill him a long time ago, who can tell me where he is? But before that any of you 3 want to join me, or join him. The 3 took a step back. The most powerful Hanhanen suffers from a surprise attack and loses his combat power greatly. Alpha can only make wax figures and is useless. And the cook only cooks. Unless Wade competes with him in cooking. Otherwise, the cook couldn't be the opponent. Death will not join you. It's death anyway, we prefer to die here. I didn't expect you to be quite courageous, but it's a pity that you followed the wrong person. Wade gripped the glass tightly and rushed towards several people. But this time no one was close. He was suddenly kicked out. The body flight hit the wall tens of meters. The impact was strong enough to break Wade's body in multiple fractures. Wade, thank you for testing the newcomer for me. This thank you is very sudden. Let Wade a little surprised. And the newcomer saw that you suddenly came back to life, and thought it was a test for newcomers, and you were acting. Undead resistance plus 10, current undead resistance, 210. We haven't acted anymore, and if we act, there's no need to stab you in the back with real glass, right? Boss, are you a human or a ghost? I'm definitely human, have you ever seen a ghost as handsome as me? No way, your ability is the same as mine. At this moment Wade struggled to support his body and stood up. We are different, I am much better than you. The kick just now has proved it. I'd like to see if I can kill you a few more times and see if you will be resurrected. Come here and try, but I saw that several of your ribs have been broken, why don't we wait for you to recover? I can still kill you with all my ribs broken. Wade seized the iron bars in the corner. Pick it up and hold it in your hand. Meiman stood there with his hands on his waist. You stay away, let you see the 1% power of the boss. Get out of the way, I'm going to pretend. Your little brothers are looking forward to your performance, but it seems a bit too much to say that 1% power. Undead resistance plus 10, current undead resistance, 220. It's still too late to beg for mercy, because I can't die. Wade strode forward, the iron rod in his hand smashed towards Mubai's forehead. But at the moment Mubai has 3 times the reaction speed plus slow motion vision. Wade at the moment's motion is similar to being slowed down 5 times. I can't move my butt even when I go to the toilet. Wade didn't attack Mubai at all. Brush. The first hit looks like it's going to hit, but was easily dodged by Mubai at the last moment. A few quick combos in the eyes of others. Neither hit Mubai. Help me count how many times I dodged. Can still pass the phone at this time. Your strength is recognized by the younger brother. Undead resistance plus 10. Current undead resistance, 230. 1. 0.23. 0.4. 0.5. Until the count reaches 40. Wade was already on his hips, panting heavily. Mubai's face remained unchanged. Wait, I need a break. Rest, I can help you. Mubai quickly punched Wade on the jaw. Hit Wade all over the ceiling. He passed out when he fell. The 3 younger brothers next to him were already stunned. Know that Mubai has strength, but I didn't expect it to be so strong. Even Ajax and Angel are not necessarily rivals. This strength is enough to be placed in Zone C. So strong, boss, you are the strongest mutant I have ever seen. The cook stepped forward without concealing his inner joy. Then you must have been in the kitchen too long. Boss, Han's waist is bleeding all the time, is there any way? Boss, I'm fine, this little injury is nothing. There is a bathroom over there, take Han to wash it, and find a cloth to wrap it up by the way. Tie up Wade with the strongest rope when you come back. After ordering the 3 younger brothers, Mubai walked to Mike and the others. After taking a look at everything, I was relieved. If something happens to the 4 of them, then Wade must have suffered. Just when Mubai was relieved, there was a sudden movement in the lizard room. Ah! With a scream, Daisy rushed out of the lizard room first. Looks like someone has become a toad. Daisy screamed. Mubai couldn't wait to run into the lizard room. When entering the door, he saw that the girls had freed themselves and stood on the ground. And there really was a lizard man among them. Just not the green lizard man. It was a lizard man with red skin and 2 short horns on top of his head. My body, although it is a lizard. But when she heard the voice, she knew it was Daisy. Congratulations Daisy, you are the only girl among the 6 who became a lizard man. To make matters worse, Dace just noticed that only she has become a lizard person. She has reached the brink of collapse. Fire immunity plus 10. Current fire immunity, 10. No, do not want. Why? Why is it only I who turned into a scary lizard man? I don't want it. Daisy squatted on the ground with her head in her hands and cried loudly. The tragic situation made other female students deeply sympathize. It happened so suddenly, they didn't know how to comfort Daisy either. I was even a little afraid of Daisy approaching. Daisy, the freckle-faced girl, had the best relationship with Daisy. It was necessary for her to stand up as a friend. No, don't come here. I'm a monster, you all don't come near me. But Daisy refuses to communicate with anyone. With tears in his eyes, he strode out of the lizard room. There are several girls who want to chase, but was stopped by Mubai. Don't go, leave Daisy alone. No matter who among you becomes a lizard man, it will be unacceptable, and besides, only one of the 6 becomes a lizard man. I think Daisy wouldn't cry so badly if all 6 of them became lizard men. Now the past undoubtedly makes Daisy hate herself even more. All the girls agree with you from the bottom of their hearts. One of the girls is casting adoring light on you. Cyclops plus 10. Current Cyclops, 20. That's the only way, but why didn't we become lizard men? The freckle-faced girl is looking at the whole body. As for what it becomes, what special ability it has depends on the individual. Daisy can become a lizard man because of Murphy's Law. Murphy's Law. If things go bad, no matter how small the possibility is, it will always happen. Alternative Dimensional Arsenal plus 5. Currently Different Dimensional Arsenal, 20. Only plus 5, this is probably the most difficult skill to upgrade at present. Can you know what special abilities we all have now? The black girl took a step forward. Other girls want to know too. If you just look at it and touch it, no one can find out what their abilities are. Mubai didn't know either. He didn't even know how to make the girls use their abilities. This kind of thing may be answered by Mike, who claims to be omniscient in the organization. It just so happened that Mike wanted to give himself a chance to be close to the girls. Now is your chance. Mike was lying on the operating table and fell asleep. Girls, don't worry, go take a hot bath now while my subordinates are asleep. Bath. Can you know what your special ability is after taking a shower? You can only know this after washing, or are you afraid that I will peek? As the only real man in District B, he will never do such a thing. Mewbai really doesn't do voyeuristic things. Because he has perspective ability. It is completely possible to stand in front of the girl and look straight at it. Your words disappointed a certain girl. Ignore noise +10, currently ignore noise, 60. While the girls go to the shower, Mewbai asks the younger brothers to stay in the lizard room. Stay outside the bathroom by yourself. But not long. A piece of soap flew out from the bathhouse and hit Mewbai on the back. Whose soap fell? Mewbai turned around and noticed the soap on the ground. Can you pick it up for me? I accidentally dropped it when I was using it. You are too careless, the soap can even turn around and fly to the door. You can send it in for us. Another girl suddenly called out. I'm not dreaming. In the past, when I passed by the women's bathhouse, an ant would drive me away with a broom. Come in with the soap, we don't mind. The girls laughed from inside. Forget it, I just hope that there won't be a man standing behind me when I pick up the soap. Mewbai didn't squat down. Bend over and pout your ass directly. When picking up the soap and getting up, suddenly felt the back hit a man's strong chest muscles. No way, I also fell into Murphy's Law. This sentence is very successful in complaining. Ignore noise +10, currently ignore noise, 70. Crit. Armor +10, current armor, 100. Armor reaches 100, unlocks first level armor, body hardness increases, equivalent to covering a layer of invisible soft armor. Are you the person in charge of Area B? The man's voice is powerful. You don't have to turn around to know it's a hunk. Mewbai Chrysanthemum took 2 steps forward. Looking back, I saw a man with a height of 2.5 meters. Athletic man in a mask. Are you the man who picks chrysanthemums? Take back your low-key humor. My name is Murphy, and I'm from District C. You didn't create Murphy's Law, did you? It's Edward Murphy, not me. The masked man's tone turned cold instantly. I'm not talking to you, I'm waiting for someone. Wait for who? Wait for me to poke your ass at you again. Murphy is a very difficult person to get angry. But you have already angered him. Armor penetration +20, current armor penetration, 30. Crit. Overlord color domineering +10, current overlord color domineering, 20. If it weren't for the fact that you are the person in charge of Area B. And an important contribution to the institution. Otherwise, I, Murphy, will absolutely crush you into a pulp. Murphy clenched his fist bigger than the casserole. Under the iron mask is a pair of murderous eyes. He hoped his words would scare Mewbai. But he obviously thought too much. Don't make excuses for your weakness. You just don't dare to do it. If you dare to do it, you don't have to continue to growl incompetently. Stimulated Murphy again. And Murphy feels that you are really not afraid of death. Armor penetration +10, current armor penetration, 40. I think you really want to taste the pain. Murphy took 2 steps forward. The mouth is closer to Mewbai. Teeth that haven't been brushed in months stink. I don't want to suffer, but your mouth seems to have eaten a pair of expired pants, it stinks. Mewbai pinched his nose and took 2 steps back. Murphy's mouth smells stinky to more than one person. But you are the only one who dares to say that Murphy has a bad mouth in front of him. Black art +20, current black art, 30. Murphy doesn't need to be serious with this guy, just treat him as air. Just when Murphy was about to exert his strength, Ajax's voice came suddenly, but only sound is heard. Did not see the figure of Ajax. When did this guy start talking on the trumpet? Without speaking through the trumpet, I am right in front of you. As soon as the words fell, Ajax appeared between the two. You're going to be invisible. Zone E can create infinite possibilities, and mutant can also be upgraded. This time Ajax's tone became a lot more confident. Upgrade your body while also upgrading your mood. Ajax, why are you here? See Ajax standing in front of him. Murphy temporarily suppressed the killing intent. I know what kind of person Mewbai is, so I don't feel at ease if you come alone. What's there to worry about? Could it be that I'm still afraid of him? Murphy snorted coldly. I'm afraid you'll kill him. Sometimes even I can't help but want to kill him. Ajax is well aware of Mubai's current importance. There is also the exhortation left by the Godfather after he left. He didn't want Mubai to die early. Your worry is completely unnecessary. If you don't come to Murphy, I'm afraid there will only be a mask left. Murphy thinks you are relying on the backing of Ajax to speak wild words. Today's revenge has been written down. Armor penetration plus 10, current armor penetration, 50. Okay, Murphy, you go over there and wait. Ajax hurriedly kept Murphy away. Because he can't stop Mubai's serial guns. What are you doing here, and where are my weapons? Don't worry, I'm here for the girls. Ajax usually sees you as gentle and polite, but I didn't expect to pick girls when they take a shower. Did you make up for what you didn't have when you upgraded? This kind of ridicule is replaced by Ajax before the act's entertained. But after the Godfather's exhortation, he has become indifferent to your words. Armor penetration plus 10, current armor penetration, 60. You can't help girls find their special abilities, but we can. In addition, we have an agreement, 20 mutants a week. You only remember my agreement with the Godfather, and we will talk about other things after our agreement is fulfilled. Direct hard steel, let Ajax understand that you are not easy to deal with. Armor penetration plus 10, current armor penetration, 70. Good Mubai, you win. Ajax took out the pager and said twice. Soon one of his men rushed over with 2 katanas. Ajax took katana and threw it to Mubai. I've given you what you asked for. I'll inspect the goods first, and if you give me the goods, I won't accept it. Mubai pulled out katana and looked at it in front of his eyes. Both knives are sharp, and very handy. You can tell it's a good knife just by looking at the pattern, the blade and the weight of the blade. Then try your hand at Ajax. I didn't expect your sword skills to be pretty good. That definitely, especially cutting something faster, I don't think you want to try it just after upgrading. Ajax forced a smile. He vowed not to say a word to you again. Armor penetration plus 10, current armor penetration, 80. Mubai just finished speaking. The laughter of the girls came again from the bathhouse. The sound is getting closer. Until the girls came out of the bathhouse and saw Ajax. The smile on his face froze instantly. Why is he here? The girls looked at each other. Followed by the steps panicked backwards. Hi guys, I'm Ajax, the head of this institution, and now I need you to come with me because I can help you. It was you who caught us. The freckle-faced girl glared at Ajax fiercely. They didn't forget the scene where Ajax killed a bus and took them to the institution. That's right, so you'd better see where this is, and don't make unnecessary resistance, because I have the final say here. The girls were taken aback by Ajax's words. They looked at Mubai one by one. In their eyes, Mubai is the last port of refuge. Girls, don't be afraid. He has the right to say outside, but I have the right to say in the B area. Don't forget the agreement between the Godfather and me. Do you want to go against the Godfather? I haven't forgotten, but you can't protect them. Go back to Ajax. I clearly remember that I have a week, and the Godfather also said that no one else can intervene during this period, so come back to pick someone up after a week. Using the Godfather to suppress Ajax is very effective. Ajax was also there at the time, these words are true. Armor penetration plus 10, current armor penetration, 90. Mubai spins double knives. The tip of the knife was intentionally pointed at Ajax's crotch. Ajax was furious, but he dared not listen to the words of the Godfather. You don't need to be arrogant, I will come and take away 20 mutants in a week. After speaking, he took Murphy away with a straight face. And Murphy looked like he didn't want to leave and wanted to kill Mubai. But he had no choice but to obey Ajax's orders. After the two left, the smiles on the girls' faces bloomed again. Wow, you were so amazing just now, a few words scared him away. Haha, you didn't see that his hands were shaking with anger. Thanks to you, otherwise we would have been taken away by that strange man. Thank you, I didn't expect to meet such a nice person like you in the worst place. You have been a great help to us. The girls gathered around Mubai and praised him. This made Mubai feel that everything just now was worthwhile. As Ajax said, I can protect you for only 1 week. Bai put his hands on the heads of the two girls, touching the girl's hair like a father. A week is enough. As long as we know what ability we have obtained, we won't be afraid of that strange man then. That strange man can be invisible, right? It's not very powerful. Maybe there will be more powerful abilities among us. Don't worry, we won't drag you down. Girls, go to bed first, and talk about other things after you wake up. I'm a little scared, can I hug you to sleep tonight? Sorry, with a girlfriend like Alawi, I usually go home every night. Trend words, at the same time make other girls doomed not to sleep with a man in their arms tonight. Suit thug plus 20 current suit thug, 40. Then your girlfriend shouldn't mind having a few more. The black woman joked suddenly. Bai is being surrounded by girls. Mike and others just woke up. As soon as he opened his eyes, he heard a girl's laughter coming from outside. For Mike, a girl's laughter is more refreshing than an alarm clock. Let Mike sit up quickly. He looked around and only saw the people from Block B in the room. The female college students lying on the operating table were all gone. Edward, Emma, wake up. He stood up and shook the people next to him. Why, let me sleep for a while. Don't sleep, all the female college students are gone. I heard that the female college students are gone. The two people who were originally sleepy opened their eyes instantly. Sit up and look around. Where are people? They all seem to be outside. I remember that I was knocked out. Could it be those female students? I don't know, let's go outside first. The boss may not be able to support 6 female students by himself. The three quickly got up and ran outside the house. Because Ace is not interested in female college students. So the three didn't want to wake him up. Wait for the three of them to leave the door. But I saw 3 other strangers standing at the door looking towards Bai. There was envy in his eyes. Who are you? See, Mike and others look puzzled. The 3 people at the door immediately became enthusiastic. Hello, we are the younger brothers just recruited by the boss. The boss has recruited a new younger brother. For us, the boss just recruited tonight, please take care of us in the future. The cook has no abilities. So be especially polite to Mike and others. I remember you are not the chef of the restaurant. Mike looked at the chef's face. It seems to have been seen at a table in a restaurant. Yes, the boss knew that I had no abilities, but he still let me join. I didn't wait for the younger brothers to introduce each other. Bai has already led the girls towards several people. They will live in the lizard house tonight, and you need to act as flower guardians and guard the door. No problem, boss, I'll be the first. Mike shouted out first. Not only want to show in front of the boss. At the same time, I also want to leave a good impression on the female students. Boss, can you stand inside and watch? Edward asked. Ask them, as long as it's not personal protection, anything else is fine. Don't worry, boss, we will remember your teachings and will never mess around. Okay, I'm very relieved of you. Bai patted Mike on the shoulder. By the way, it seems that we were all knocked out before you came, boss. That's all Wade did. Wade, he is also a mutant now, and his recovery ability is very strong. At the moment is locked in Dr. Walter's room. If anyone is sleepy, you can beat him to wake up. You can even beat him with a mace. I can hear your love for Wade. To be beaten with a mace, I am afraid that no one can stand it. Armor penetration plus 10, current armor penetration is 100. Armor piercing reaches 100, ignoring armor is activated, your attack will ignore the armor on the enemy and directly cause physical damage. This ability cannot be used for weapons. Stop talking, Alawi is still waiting for me, you have already wasted half the night of my time with Alawi. Bai looked at the air watch on his wrist. After speaking, he left first. Mike and others faced 5 female college students. Why only 5, not 6? By the way, Daisy, I haven't seen her. The freckle-faced girl suddenly became nervous. I don't know where she went. We don't have a mobile phone and can't get in touch. Don't worry, everyone, I have a solution. Then Mike smiled. A confident sentence attracted everyone's attention. Any solution. My ability is hearing, and the whole organization cannot escape my ears. Amazing. It's a terrible ability for Bai. Great for first-time girls. They have never seen mutant. Never expected to learn about mutant this way. With the adoration of the girls. Mike worked harder. Activate the ability at will. Elongate the ears to increase alertness. Nerve cells are on full alert. Daisy's voice was finally heard through constant searching. Don't worry, they are sleeping soundly now and are snoring. That would be great. Everyone relaxed and smiled at each other. Where is she now? I can't hear it. It should be in a corner of District B. Let's not disturb her dream. Well, maybe Daisy will be better when she wakes up tomorrow. The freckle-faced girl looked helpless. While other girls care about Daisy, there are only a few. Some people even hope that Daisy will not come back. Make sure Daisy is okay. The schoolgirls are back on the operating table in the lizard house. Because of too much sleep during the day, everyone is very refreshed. They are all talking about how to discover their own abilities. Meanwhile, Mike and the others stood at the door and discussed how the female college student looked good. That female student has a good figure and so on. A few people fell asleep almost until the early morning. After a while, the next morning has come. Edward yawned and pushed open the door of Mike's bedroom. The place where they slept was originally a laboratory. Since Meiman took over Area B. As a result, the laboratories in Area B were empty. Therefore, it is used as a staff dormitory. Hey, Mike's shift. Edward shook Mike's body. Mike opened his eyes in a daze. The girls are all asleep. Yes, they are all asleep. Edward yawned and climbed onto the bed. It's good to sleep, so I can appreciate it unscrupulously. A thought knocked Mike out of sleep. Big quickly dressed and came to the lizard house. He stood outside the door and greedily admired the sleeping postures of the female students through the window glass. This was the look in the eyes of a female student who hadn't seen her for several years. If the appearance of at the moment is seen by female students, the title of Mike Peeping Wretched Man will be with him all his life. They slept deeply, so there shouldn't be any problem watching them closer. Mike quietly pushed the door open, but the front foot just stepped in. At this moment, a bad voice suddenly reached his ears. No, let me go. Mike could recognize Daisy's voice. Daisy, could it be a nightmare? Since you've come to Area A, don't even think about running away. The voice of the flower boy. When did Daisy go to Area A? At the moment Mike's peeping thoughts were confused by Daisy's voice. Something bad flashed through my mind. No, I have to tell the boss immediately. Hoo-hoo. In the morning Alawi lay on Meiman's chest. His slender fingers draw circles on Meiman's muscular chest muscles. Another sleepless night. If I hadn't been busy during the day, otherwise it would have been more than one night, and it would probably be white plus black. Your tone is very relaxed. This makes it look like you're not talking big at all. Alawi loves you even more. Physical strength plus 20, current physical strength, 20. Okay Meiman, you've messed up my biological clock. I'm now a woman who sleeps during the day and works at night. How can it be called work? After all, I don't pay you. That's right, Alawi thinks it's a bit inappropriate to use the word, work. She's not a nightclub girl. Physical strength plus 20, current physical strength, 40. Boss, are you awake? What's wrong Meiman? Someone is calling me. Mike is more annoying than an alarm clock. I called you early in the morning. There must be something urgent. Go and deal with it. I can have a good sleep after you leave. What's up Mike? Don't tell me the girls are having an art party. It's not the boss, it's Daisy. Daisy is back. Daisy may be in trouble in Area A now. And I also heard the voice of the flower boy. That guy, as long as he's a mother, he can do anything. It is dangerous to hear that Daisy strayed into the flower boy's territory. Meiman immediately got up and got dressed. My dear, I'm going first. Tonight I may bring a story about bestiality. Your words make Alawi look forward to tonight's story even more. She decides to wait for you in a suit full of beast elements. Physical strength plus 10, current physical strength, 50. Take advantage of the neutral time when Meiman is on his way. Mike hurriedly shook Edward who had just lay down. Hey, don't sleep. Slew change so soon. Why do I feel like I only slept for 5 minutes? What shift? Now the boss is going to take us to Area A to ask for someone. Who do you want? Get up first and then talk. The boss will be here in a while. Mike was taken aback by what Edward said. Although I can't understand it, I always feel that there is something big. I had to get up and get dressed. Similarly, everyone else was woken up by Mike. all concentrated at the door of the lizard house. Everyone came up with the most lethargic state. You wait here, I will call them together. Mike pushed open the door to the lizard room. Wake up all the female students who are still sleeping. Mike, what are you doing? The red-haired girl sat up with messy hair. His eyes were full of dissatisfaction with Mike. Don't sleep, now let's go to Area A with the boss to rescue Daisy. Daisy, the freckle-faced girl said nervously when she heard Daisy's name. What's wrong with Daisy? I can't explain clearly in 3 or 2 sentences, just follow along when the boss comes later. The freckled girl realizes something is wrong. He hurriedly got up and put on his clothes. The girl next to her also got dressed and got out of bed. The remaining 3 remained silent for a long time. Hurry up, it's useless if we don't have any abilities. Yeah, maybe they want us to be arrested. Daisy is like that. I went to fear that she would hurt me. No force, since you don't want to go, stay here. Mike's eyes suddenly dimmed. My affection for the 3 female students was greatly reduced. Then he ran out of the lizard house with 2 dressed female students. As soon as I went out, I happened to meet Mewbai, who rushed over. Boss, don't say anything, wait for me here, I'll bring Daisy back. I'm with you. The freckled girl took a step forward with firm eyes. Perhaps it is because of the firm eyes and courage of the freckled girl. Mewbai nodded. Come with me, the rest stay here. After speaking, the 2 rushed to Area A. When I ran for a while and almost reached Area A. But I saw a lot of men with weapons standing at the junction of Area A and Area B. Normally no one would stand here. Now there are at least 20 people guarding the junction. It is obvious that someone will come to rescue Daisy. So it's deployed in advance. Don't go any further or we'll shoot. The man at the head of the crowd held up a horn to warn. The men around him pointed their M16 rifles at Mewbai one by one. Warning you, this is no longer a joke, we really will shoot. Even if you're in charge of Block B, we'll shoot you. Given that Mewbai has status, the captain of Area A deliberately said a few more words. It can be heard that the other side will shoot at any time. Mewbai stopped immediately and stopped the freckled girl. Don't go any further, wait for me to clear the obstacles first. At this moment, your words have added a lot of handsomeness to you. The freckled girl develops an inexplicable feeling for you. Physical strength plus 20, current physical strength, 70. Be careful. The freckled girl looked at Mewbai's back reluctantly. Daisy in my mind was directly replaced by Mewbai. Warning you, don't come any closer. The men on the opposite side have already started loading the guns. The bullet hit the ground in front of Mewbai's feet. And Mewbai is not panic at all but eager to try. The double knives I just got are worrying that there is no use for them, so I will use you to sharpen them. Say it right. The scabbard fell to the ground, and 2 white lights flashed. Holding 2 knives in hand, Mewbai accelerated his pace and rushed towards the opposite side. Fire! Da da da! All of a sudden, dazzling fire lights flashed in front of Mewbai. Hundreds of bullets flew at an extremely fast speed. Every bullet packs incredible penetrating power. Dang 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 dang. Mewbai's wrist turned quickly. 2 katanas are like fans. All the bullets were blocked. The ground was littered with bullets that had been cut in 2. What? How is this possible? His knife can block bullets. Don't talk about bullets, I can also block atomic bombs for you. As soon as the words fell, the captain of Area A separated his body up and down in an exclamation. The other younger brothers are also inhumane. Arms, thighs, and heads fell to the ground. The scene was extremely bloody. Hoo-hoo, the feeling of cutting vegetables is refreshing. Mewbai stood up with a single sword. The back of the knife rests on the shoulder. The head of the captain of Area A is under his feet. Looking at the blood in front of him, Mewbai was very calm in his heart. This scene reminds me of the movie Kill Bill, and I still remember the death of the girl in the school uniform playing with the flying chain. A tribute to the movie. Watching too many plasma films, your brain has already adapted to the bloody scenes. Blood drinking sword plus 10, current blood drinking sword, 10. Hey, freckle girl, come here, the obstacle has been cleared. Vomit. The freckled girl is not Mewbai. The bloody corpses in front of his eyes. She, a female college student, couldn't bear it at all. Because I vomited almost before. Now she just has retching and nausea. I feel physically uncomfortable. Okay then, you just stand here and be a cheerleader. After speaking, Mewbai put away his 2 knives and continued to walk in. When walking, don't forget to activate the hearing ability to find Daisy. Didn't hear any valid leads though. But a sudden explosion not far away caught Mewbai's attention. I'm sure there's going to be some fun out there. Mewbai quickened his pace and ran towards the explosion point. Faintly heard crying from the smoking room. The cry was Daisy. It was also thanks to Daisy who often cried endlessly. Only with such a high resolution. Stinky fool, it's so cheap to become a lizard man. I'm going to kill you. Brush. A red figure flew out of the smoke. The body fell to the ground and slid for tens of meters. It stopped right at the foot of Mewbai. Daisy, you can't welcome me so enthusiastically. Daisy is not in the mood to joke. She was thrown out, not because of enthusiasm. Fire immunity plus 10, current fire immunity, 20. Entering the fire immunity time, all words spoken within 60 minutes will get fire immunity skill fragments. After reaching 100, the fire immunity effect disappears. While Mewbai was speaking, the flower boy with his upper body bare and his tendons all over came out of the smoke. When he looked at Daisy, he also found Mewbai's existence. And Mewbai is staring at him with different eyes. How horny are you that you won't let go of a red lizard? It's not your turn to take care of my affairs. The flower boy's attitude is extremely arrogant. He didn't want to talk to Mewbai and didn't bother to explain. Because I know I can't say Mewbai. The body walked straight towards Daisy. Seeing this, Daisy hurriedly crawled towards Mewbai. Mewbai hastily stepped back a few steps. Daisy looked up at Mewbai with a look of disbelief. Then it quickly climbed towards Mewbai. Daisy climbed 2 steps each. Mewbai took 2 steps back. The two always kept a distance of 4 steps. Come on, Daisy, it won't take long to return to Area B at this speed. Daisy didn't expect you to tease her like this. She really has no strength to crawl and decides to go all out. Fire immunity plus 10, current fire immunity, 30. With a push of the back foot, the body exerts force. He flew towards Mewbai. Hold Mewbai's legs tightly with both hands. You grabbed my leg to help the flower boy deal with me, right? One sentence makes Daisy let go immediately. She just wants you to help, she doesn't mean that, and she doesn't want to climb anymore. Fire immunity plus 10, current fire immunity, 40. Help me. Daisy watched with tears in her eyes. Even a scary lizard face. At the moment also looks very pitiful. Don't be afraid of Daisy, I will definitely take you back. Mewbai lightly patted Daisy's bumpy head. Your words moved Daisy very much. She shouldn't have left everyone and run around, and even caused you trouble. The hatred for you in my heart has also decreased a lot. Fire immunity plus 10, current fire immunity, 50. Didn't I say, don't let me see you people from District B in our District A again. The flower man sees that Mewbai wants to protect the lizard man at his feet. He stood still and glared at Mewbai. Don't do it because you know what Mewbai does. And the importance of Ajax. I don't have to listen to a dog. Taunt value reaches 80%. Wanan has already clenched his fists to the point of extreme anger. Fire immunity plus 10, current fire immunity, 60. Don't think you can do whatever you want with Ajax backing you up. I can't bear you for as long as Ajax. If you want to hit it, don't bark there. Taunt value reached 100%. The flower boy has lost his mind. Fire immunity plus 20, current fire immunity, 80. Court death. Wanan's eyes seemed to be on fire. He raised his fist and immediately greeted Mewbai. Mewbai calmly held the handle of the knife with both hands. When the flower boy approaches, pull your hands. 2 rays of light cut across Wanan's chest. Wanan jumped back tens of meters in pain. Despicable, you use a weapon. I'm not your northern nose, and I'm not so stupid that I don't use my weapon and insist on fighting with your fists. The process is not important, winning is the key. In addition, mean in English is not homonymous with BB. Fire immunity plus 10, current fire immunity, 90. Admit it, flower boy, my brother is smarter than you, but you are a fool. Really, actually, I have also learned. The flower boy suddenly smiled. quickly pulled out a pistol from his hands behind his back. Boom. A bullet fired quickly. When? Your bullets don't seem to be as fast as my knives. This. Seeing Mu Bai blocking the bullet with a knife. The flower boy was a little dazed. Unbelievers continued to shoot at Mu Bai. But the bullets were all hit by Mu Bai's double knives. The ground is full of 2 pieces of bullets. Your knife. Ajax sent it to kill you. Mu Bai narrowed his eyes and quickly ran towards the flower boy. Witness Mu Bai's knife skills of chopping bullets. The flower boy was visibly flustered. With his flesh and blood body, he is no longer Mu Bai's opponent. A long and deep wound was cut directly on Wanan's back. When the second knife went down, one of Wanan's arms flew away. The boss in Area A was cut down to the ground with only 3 knives. Sure enough, no matter how good your martial arts are, you are afraid of kitchen knives. Classic quotations. Fire immunity plus 10, current fire immunity, 100. Fire immunity reaches 100, unlocking fire immunity, your body will be immune to all damage caused by flames. I'm the person in charge of Area A. You dare to kill me, Ajax will never let you go. Yeah, Mu Bai gripped the handle of the knife with the tip pointing down. Suddenly plunged into Wanan's thigh. The pain caused Wanan to scream. Wanan's ability can only play a huge role in hand-to-hand combat. Similar to a boxer who gets better and better. With his ability to fight stronger and stronger. Even if Mu Bai is the UFC champion, he will not be his opponent. It's just that Mu Bai's double sword restrained him. 3 swords were enough to make him kneel down and beg for mercy. Ah! Wanan's screams attracted the attention of other boys in Area A. Daisy saw that everyone in Area A surrounded her. Immediately got up and ran to Mu Bai to seek shelter. What to do? There are many people. Don't worry, they are different from flower boys, they won't attack an ugly lizard man. Lizard is a lizard, can you not add an ugly word? They are not my opponents together, and they will not attack an ugly lizard man. Another word still has the meaning of being ugly. Daisy is speechless. Magic resistance plus 10, current magic resistance, 10. Let's go together, don't waste time. Mu Bai gripped the 2 sabers without fear. But one sentence made the younger brothers who came up to stop in place. Only then did Mu Bai notice the eyes of these people. See the boss being ravaged. They didn't even have the slightest thought of going forward to help. All of them looked like they were watching a play. What are you looking at? Tell Ajax quickly. Slim, come here. Flower Boy still thinks he is the boss. He started yelling at his younger brothers. But in Wanan's current state, no one is willing to help him. You all want to die, don't you? Don't you listen to what the boss says? Seeing that the younger brothers were all as expressionless as wooden men. Wanan anxiously started to curse. But even then no one wants to move. See, none of your little brothers are willing to help you, which shows how failed your boss is. Questions that directly hit the soul. Wanan's younger brother doesn't even have a complete chrysanthemum. Physical strength plus 10, current physical strength, 80. You can't kill me. I have contributed to Ajax. What does your contribution to Ajax have to do with me? After speaking, the tip of the knife plunged into the other leg. Let Wanan's 2 legs be abolished at the same time. Forgive me, I can't fool Mu Bai. Wanan could only humbly beg for mercy. But Mu Bai doesn't like this either. The hand rises and the knife falls. Wanan's other hand was also abolished. The whole person has become a vegetable. Kill him. Daisy stood behind Mu Bai and stared fiercely at the flower boy. Do you think it's worth doing this for a lizard? Another question from the soul. The flower boy already knows that he has gone too far. For a lizard, I gave up a large piece of chrysanthemum. Physical strength plus 10, current physical strength, 90. Brother Mu Bai killed him. Don't call me brother, I don't want to be Lizard's brother. One sentence blocked Daisy, so she couldn't think of other names. Physical strength plus 10, current physical strength, 100. Physical strength reaches 100, 3 times the physical strength is activated, your physical strength is tripled to get strengthening, and the heart also gets the corresponding strengthening. Quote. Then when did you kill him and take me back? I won't kill him. Killing him is like helping him. Why didn't you kill him? He is now an injured antelope, and he is surrounded by lions who have been hungry for several days. I don't need to do it. I believe he will get the punishment he deserves. Your words make the surrounding lions move around. Antelope has fallen into extreme panic. The lizard sensed something was wrong around it, and chose to follow the hunter and give up its prey. Ghost Sword Art. Extreme Double Swords +5. Current Extreme Double Swords, 5. Don't. Please kill me. Nan couldn't move his whole body and kept shouting. See the eyes of the younger brothers around. He no longer wants to live. Sorry, I don't like fulfilling other people's wishes. After speaking, he took Daisy and left. After Mu Bai left, the younger brothers around began to move closer to the flower boy. Smiles rose on each face. What are you doing? I'm your boss. Boss, don't be afraid, it will be very comfortable. Yes, boss, don't be afraid, that's what you told us at the time. We can't just let us feel, the boss should be comfortable too. No. Don't get lost. I saw my little brother getting closer. The flower boy squirmed desperately, but still can't escape the clutches of everyone. Ah, at the moment Mu Bai just walked out of Area A. A scream from the flower boy came from behind. Daisy was so frightened that she trembled all over and hurriedly hugged Mu Bai's arm tightly. Daisy. At this time, the freckled girl saw Daisy appear. I was so excited that I almost cried. Soon the two were holding hands and making eye contact. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have left everyone running around. What are you talking about? Go back now, everyone is waiting for you. They're all waiting for me. Daisy was a little surprised. Aren't they afraid of me? We are all classmates who have known each other for more than 3 years. How could we be afraid of you? Know that everyone is not afraid of themselves. Daisy's heart was completely relieved. Wipe away the tears. The three returned to Area B together. Boss, as soon as you come back to Mu Bai in Area B, it's like coming home. The 6 younger brothers stood in 2 rows and shouted, Boss Mu Bai, in unison. The lizard was brought back by me, you have to keep an eye on him, don't lose it again. Don't worry, boss, I'll tie her up in a while. What, how dare you tie me up? Daisy turned back into a proud princess again. Now I can spit fireballs, and the fireballs will explode, which is quite powerful. You can spit explosive fireballs and think you're just an ordinary lizard. Daisy's ability made the black woman a little upset. I'm not an ordinary lizard, what abilities do you all have? They still know for the time being. Mike, do you know how to make mutant discover his abilities? Go to Area E. Area E specializes in mutant ability and upgrade mutant. The person in charge there seems to be a young man with wings. That's okay, it's time to go to other districts to make our reputation in District B. As soon as Mu Bai mentioned District E, he became interested. Because there is a good place to upgrade. It is very helpful to improve the strength. Boss, the mutants in Zone E are all very strong. And I've heard people talk about the person in charge of Area E was also one of the best in Area C. The strength in Area C is one of the best, that is equivalent to the god here. Edward exclaimed. Any mutant in Area C can scare Edward and the others out of their wits. Not to mention the characters who were originally one of the best in the C area. What ability does he have? I don't know about this, anyway, being able to fly is one of them. Mike's knowledge of the boss of Area E is only hearsay. Boss, I think this matter should be considered in the long term. Yes, at least wait until one of them awakening has a powerful ability. Don't worry, I'm not a reckless berserker, I won't kill him directly. Your words relieved Mike and others. The reason why I said it was because I was afraid that you would attack Area E just like entering Area A alone. Weakness strike +30, current weakness strike, 60. The girls just threw up last night and haven't eaten for a long time, how about going to eat first? Okay, we're already hungry. The 3 girls headed by the black woman shouted immediately. Everyone's stomachs grunted in response. I thought there was no food for test subjects here. The freckled woman joked. She was prepared to be hungry from the start. In addition to not paying wages, other benefits are still available. Mu Bai raised his eyebrows. Then he took Mike and others to the restaurant. Last time Mu Bai only brought 3 younger brothers. This time the lineup is much larger. 5 female college students. A lizard man, 7 younger brothers, including myself, a total of 14 people. Looking at the huge team of Mu Bai, The doorman standing at the door of the restaurant was so frightened that he hid in the restaurant instantly. He was beaten by Mewbai before. So when I saw Mewbai coming, I rushed to the toilet in the restaurant. There is no doorman. Mewbai led the crowd into the restaurant swaggeringly. There used to be more people in the restaurant. Surprisingly few today. And all of them were unfamiliar faces. Can I eat whatever I want? The female students were overjoyed when they entered the restaurant. The expression is exactly the same as when Mewbai first came to the restaurant. There are quite a few people today. Maybe they knew we were coming and arranged it on purpose. The girls let go of eating, and if they couldn't finish eating, they took it away. Before Mewbai finished speaking, the 6 female students rushed towards the food. Leave the men behind. Boss, they are so impolite, they don't wait for you to eat first. Edward, we don't have so many rules in District B, we pay attention to freedom and equality, but don't forget to get me a banana, and Emma, I don't need to tell you what I like to eat, right? I'll give you 5 minutes. The first half of the pursuit of freedom, the second half reveals its original shape. Edward and Emma deeply remember how they became your little brother. Promised you to act as a 5-star waiter every time you come to the restaurant to entertain you. Cyclops +10 current Cyclops, 30. When the chefs of the restaurant saw Daisy, the mouth inevitably opened a lot. Never expected a lizard to eat here. If it weren't for seeing the person brought by Mewbai, the chefs will definitely be the first to drive Daisy away. I thought the restaurant in this kind of place would be the kind of dark cuisine, or swill that looks disgusting and disgusting. I'm already ready to endure the dark food. Daisy, I think the same as you, but the restaurant looks good now, like the John's Steak Buffet we go to every week. When we escape, we must go somewhere else. Daisy chatted with the freckled girl while picking food. The two even dreamed of what to do after leaving the base. But the joking between the two quickly attracted the attention of Mutant not far away. They were staring at Daisy with discriminating eyes. On how much a lizard man affects appetite in a restaurant. It was clear from the eyes of a few people. At this time, the doorman just came out of the bathroom. He was suddenly stopped by the discriminated man. Hey, come here, listen to the discriminatory man calling himself. The guard's smile immediately piled up on his face. He walked up to the discriminating man and bent down. The attitude is very humble. It's not like the way you usually don't look straight at people. May I help you? What was that? It actually appeared in the restaurant and seriously affected my appetite. Hurry up and get out. The guard looked in the direction of the finger. It's easy to see a red lizard man eating. No problem, I'll deal with it right away. Then the guard ran quickly behind Daisy and patted her. Hey, who let you in? Please get out immediately. Suddenly someone patted the shoulder and wanted to drive out. Daisy lost her interest in eating in an instant. But before Daisy could refute, the freckled girl stood in front of her and spoke first. What do you want to do? We are from District B. No matter where you are from, you have to get permission from Ajax to eat in the restaurant. Not everyone can come here. I don't know Ajax, but our boss is Mewbai. When Daisy mentioned Mewbai's name, her aura instantly improved a lot. After all, I have also seen the scene where Mewbai ran Ajax. Ajax mentioned by the doorman. Obviously not as high as Mewbai in Daisy's heart. The word Mewbai also made the guard swallow his saliva. Before Mewbai killed Ajax outside the restaurant, they were indifferent. He can't afford to offend Mewbai's identity. Even Mewbai's younger brother, the guard, didn't dare to say anything. Sorry, I didn't know you were from Mewbai. It's okay, after all, it's our first time here, so we should pay attention next time. No problem. The doorman wiped his sweat and hurried to the door. I am afraid that if I walk slowly, I will meet Mewbai again. I didn't expect Mewbai to be very good here. Both were surprised. Just mentioning a name scared the doorman and apologized. The influence of Mewbai can be seen. Without the guard's obstruction. The two returned to the dining table with a large plate full of food. And the abnormal scene made people at the table who discriminate against men very upset. The dog didn't drive her away, and was scared away. Maybe that lizard has some backing, or knows Ajax, otherwise it would be impossible to let a lizard man come to the restaurant for dinner. If you don't know Ajax, you should have been in prison long ago. Ajax are getting less and less tasteful now. Don't worry, Ajax's position will sooner or later be the boss of RE Zone. After all, several people looked at each other and smiled. Those people are so strange, they keep staring at me. Daisy sat down not long ago. Then he noticed the discriminatory man not far away. The freckled girl also took a sneak peek, and casually comforted, "Maybe I've fallen in love with you." Haha, that will disappoint him, because I already have someone I like. After that, the two stopped paying attention to the gazes of the people at the table who discriminated against men. Talking and laughing while eating. I saw Daisy smiling. Discriminatory men feel that they have no appetite at all. The idea of looking for trouble in my heart became stronger and stronger. The body stood up suddenly. The unusual behavior caught the attention of his two friends. "Jay, what do you want?" The doorman didn't work. I went to chase it myself. A lizard appeared in the restaurant. I couldn't eat. It's fine if you don't look at her. Why are there so many things? Justified. The unhappiness of discriminating against men comes from him originally. Weakness strike +10, current weakness strike, 70. And who are you? I brought that lizard in. If you have any questions, you can call me. Yeah, it's funny to discriminate against men. The suffocation in my heart seems to have found a source to vent. Gia, don't make trouble. Do you want to ruin the restaurant? Seeing that the discriminating man wanted to make a move, the companion immediately got up and stopped him. Another person stood in front of the discriminating man and said to Meiman, "To save your life today, and let us see you take the lizard man into the restaurant, don't blame us for not warning you." After speaking, the two pulled the discriminatory man away. Meiman shouted to their backs, "Don't worry, next time I will bring a bunch of lizard men to sit opposite you for dinner." The two who were so angry that they left. But in order not to cause trouble, I endured it this time. Weakness strike +10, current weakness strike, 80. Get rid of the discriminatory men. Meiman walked to Daisy and sat down. This time you can eat with peace of mind, and you don't have to worry about men peeking at you anymore. Daisy and the freckled girl felt warm in their hearts instantly. It is estimated that no woman can resist a man with a strong desire for protection. Not even a lizard can avoid heartbeats. Daisy's case has just been resolved. The other four girls felt that it was not enough after eating for a while and planned to get some more. He happened to meet three men standing in front of him. "Hello, I don't think I've seen you here before." The person who spoke was a black man with a height of 2 meters and a blindfold on his left eye. Behind the black man were two black brothers. The eyes of the two younger brothers are wandering over each female student. "We just came here yesterday, and today our boss specially brought us here for dinner." Black women are not afraid at all. Stand in front of the three and talk to the black man. Compared to other female students, the black girl and the dreadlocked girl seemed familiar. The girl with dirty braids looked at the three men with the same eyes. All three men are strong and strong. It is in line with the appetite of black women and women with dreadlocks. For two people, it is not a bad thing to have a few more men to protect themselves in this kind of place. Just here, the black man stroked his chin and admired the black woman's figure. The black woman is not afraid of the squinting eyes of the black man. Even straightened up. "Which district is your boss from?" "Area B." Hearing the three black men in Area B look at each other and smile. It is not difficult to see a bit of contempt from their smiles. "What are you laughing at? The person in charge of your B area was a handyman in our place before, and was transferred to the B area as the person in charge because of the low upgrade limit." The four female students were shocked when they heard this. I thought Meiman was very strong. But from the black man, he learned that Meiman was a handyman before. Because he was too weak, he became the person in charge of Area B. Refreshed several people's perception of Meiman. "Are you kidding me? Our boss is even afraid of that guy named Ajax." Haha. The three covered their mouths and laughed again. Laugh louder this time. If you want to improve his face, you won't lie and say that Ajax is also afraid of him, right? Just him. When we were there, people patted his hairless head almost every day. If he is not transferred, he will probably be bullied by us until he commits suicide. The words of the three were full of disdain. Obviously, the person in charge of Area B was treated as garbage. "If you keep talking like that, then we have nothing to talk about." Black women are interested in black men though. But Meiman protected them anyway. They respected them from the bottom of their hearts. "Hey, wait, I'm sorry, I might have gone too far just now. It's your boss anyway, I shouldn't have said that. See, the black girl is leaving. The black man immediately stretched out his hand and pulled her in front of him. His eyes and movements are full of ambiguity. It feels like no one is around. The two can fight the same. Sorry, we're very hungry and want to eat now. If you want to get to know us, I suggest you talk to our boss. Who do you think you are? Low-level people in Area B. We are in Zone E, the highest level except Zone C. Your boss is not worthy to talk to us at all. The two younger brothers behind the black man suddenly shouted. The female college students were taken aback in fright. Then turn around and leave. But he was immediately stopped by the black boy. What are you doing? The black woman wanted to leave, but the black man grabbed her wrist. I wanted to break free, but my strength was too weak. It's a pity that so many beautiful women are in District B. Come to our District E and we will make you stronger. I'm not going, let me go. The black woman slapped the black man's arm desperately. A few hits didn't work. Kicked the black man directly in the crotch. But it was easily blocked by the black man. You idiot, don't look who you're talking to. The black man's tone was no longer gentle. He raised his hand and slapped the black woman. The black girl closed her eyes and screamed in fright. I thought I was going to be slapped in the face. But I never felt any pain. Did the bully bully the person who bullied me? At this time Meiman suddenly appeared and grabbed Hainan's arm. Who are you? I'm the person in charge of Area B, their boss. You are the person in charge of Area B. Where's the bald head? The bald head was too weak and I killed him. Now I am the person in charge of Area B. Meiman violently kicked the black man dozens of meters away. Hainan's younger brother rushed up from behind. But the skills are too poor. They were knocked to the ground one by Meiman. Before the ability could be used, he fainted to the ground. I don't care what your status is, anyone who dares to attack Area E will die. The black man lifted the blindfold on his left eye. A blinding black light shot out from the left eye. Shoot directly through Meiman's chest. Ah! A woman's scream suddenly sounded in the restaurant. The eyes of the people around are almost all looking at the panic-stricken part. At the moment, a hole the size of the washbasin file appeared on Meiman's chest. Blood was flowing down the hole to the ground. Seeing Meiman's dead body standing there, the black man was very satisfied. You're looking for a dead end. He looked at Hainu and the others arrogantly. How about it? Now you know my strength. Your boss is not on the same level as me. Now the boss of Area B is killed. If the black man doesn't believe it, he still can't catch the hearts of a few women. You're right, we're not on the same level, because you don't deserve to be compared with me. The domineering reply stunned the black man. He thought you were dead, but your body didn't fall to the ground, but you can still speak to refute him. Weakness strike plus 10, current weakness strike, 90. Not dead. The black man finds it incredible. A person without a heart can still live. It's no surprise that anyone who could kill me hasn't been born, not even Thanos' snap of his fingers. I don't believe you can't die. The black man is in a hurry. Black rays are released from the eyes again. But this time Meiman got out of the way. In the next second, Meiman turned on his disguise and disappeared before everyone's eyes. People, get out. The black man turned around to look for someone. I have long been frightened by Meiman's ability to survive without a heart. I'm behind you. The voice just fell. Meiman appeared behind the black man. A long knife was pierced directly from the back to the chest. But that's not all. Another long knife pierced Hainan's heart again. The black man had two knives stuck in his heart at the same time. Let me see if you can die without a heart. An eye for an eye. You will not die without a heart. The black man will surely die without a heart. Weakness strike plus 10, current weakness strike, 100. Weakness strike reaches 100, activate fatal strike. You can see the most vulnerable and fatal position of the enemy's body. Meiman just killed a person from Area E. Although Edward heard the cry. But didn't care. After all, he was used to the fuss of female college students. At the moment, I just walked to the fruit area to get some fruit for Meiman. When you see a bunch of bananas, immediately ran over and took the banana in his hand. Now the boss has bananas to eat. But the banana hadn't stayed in Edward's hand for 10 seconds. Suddenly a hand stretched out from behind. He snatched a bunch of bananas from Edward's hand. This made Edward very angry. Hey, what are you doing? Rob Banana is a blonde Caucasian man. Hearing Edward calling him, he turned his head and smiled. What's the matter with you? Obviously I got the banana first, why did you take it away from me? Edward didn't know who the other party was. But know who your boss is. Even if the opponent is stronger than you. Edward will not be cowardly either. You can get it, but now it's in my hands, it's mine, come and get it if you want. Edward scowled, but too much nonsense to get started directly. The blonde man stood still. Even so, Edward missed several times. C is not an opponent. Edward did not continue to grab. I advise you to hand over the banana, otherwise our boss will make you look good. Your boss? Who? Tell me and I'll listen. Mewbai, the person in charge of Area B. Looking at your aura, you thought you would say Ajax, but it turns out that you are just a dog in the B area. You court death. Edward punched again, but the skills are too poor. Instead, he was punched into panda eyes by the blonde man. Tell you, I'm from District E, much better than the garbage in your District AB. The blonde man walked up to Edward proudly, kicked him to the ground, and stomped on his head. Then a banana was thrown to Edward's mouth. Then step into the mud. Give me the banana. Eat NM, I will kill you when my boss comes. Don't eat, don't blame me for stomping on your head. The blonde man just exerted strength on his feet. Suddenly, I felt a cool breeze behind me. When I turned around, the hand holding the banana had fallen to the ground. It's a good thing I'm quick, otherwise the banana would have fallen to the ground. Sounds like simple words, but it makes people feel that the strength is hidden. Cyclops plus 10 current Cyclops, 30. My hand. The blonde man looked at the bloody arm on the ground with a fierce look. Don't look at me, your hands are on the ground. Fack. Veins suddenly popped up on his face. The only left hand hit Mewbai through the air. An invisible force directly pushed Mewbai out. His back hit the wall hard. If you dare to cut off my hand, I will kill you. The blonde isn't over yet. Use your left hand again. A stronger force rushed towards Mewbai. Mewbai flew directly to the corridor with the person in the wall. He heard the movement from the fruit area again. Mike hurried over with people. Edward, boss, he was beaten out. Hateful. Mike and others picked up the bench. The blonde man waved at Mike and the others one step ahead. The Sixers are like bowling balls, knocked apart by an invisible force. Ace and Hannon are both physically strong. It's okay to take a hit. Get up and rush to the blonde man again. This time, the two of them got it right. Run separately and attack the blonde man. The blonde man at the moment has only one hand. After hitting Ace, he was punched in the face by Han close up. When he was about to make up his fist, a figure suddenly appeared behind Han. Lift Han upside down. What happened? Bill, you came just in time, these guys chopped off my hand. Dare to hit us in Area E. Bill kicked it up and slammed it on the ground. Hey, are you copying the Hulk's way of smashing Loki? Mewbai jumped out from the gap in the wall. The two knives slashed on Bill's arm. There was the sound of metal clashing. Big Colossus. Bill kicked up and hit Mewbai directly. You are perverted enough to use people as weapons. Mewbai quickly jumped up. A fatal blow opened. Immediately, a red spot appeared on the back of Bill's neck. Your weakness is the same as that of a giant, but it's a pity that you don't have the height of a giant. XXXXXX giant. Weaknesses are indeed the same. Hugeness plus 10, currently huge, 10. Mewbai jumped up high. Roll over Bill's head. When it fell, it cut Bill on the back of the neck. Chapter 51. Bill fell to the ground. Saw Bill Key get killed with a simple click. The blonde man was taken aback. Because his strength is far inferior to Bill's. Anyone who was stronger than himself was instantly killed. The blonde man instantly felt that he must be useless. Instead of resisting, it is better to beg for mercy and find a way to survive. You were the one who grabbed my little brother's banana just now. I'm from Zone E. If you kill me, Ajax will never let you go. I never ask the source of a murder, you don't need to emphasize where you are from. Left and right inscriptions appear. Listed as today's best. Extreme Double Swords plus 55, currently Extreme Double Swords, 60. Sauron 3 Swords plus 20, current 3 Swords, 20. Karabi 8 Swordsmanship plus 20, current 8 Swordsmanship, 20. Ajax, Suddenly, the blonde man shouted behind Meiman as if he saw hope. But Meiman was indifferent. This old trick is long gone. The blonde man wanted to take advantage of Meiman's turn to attack. Unexpectedly, Meiman was not fooled. I lost my attention for an instant. Let me go. I've heard that sentence no less than 100 times. Edward, how are you going to punish him? Meiman looked at Edward intentionally. The boss made him eat the banana he stepped on the ground. No problem, I'll eat. The blonde man has a strong desire to survive. No conditions were discussed. He immediately got down and ate the bananas that were crushed on the ground. And licked the ground clean. It's a pity that this guy is not a dog lick. Suddenly, a sentence came, which knocked the blonde man's proud self-esteem to nothing. Cyclops plus 10 current Cyclops, 40. I'm done eating, can you let me go? Why do you want to invite you to eat bananas and want me to let you go? Realized there was no play. The blonde man waved his left hand again angrily. It's just that this time he didn't wait for him to display his abilities. The arm flew into the air first. When it fell, it piled up with the blonde man's head. After killing the proud people in District E in the restaurant, Meiman put away the knife and told everyone to leave. When he left, he didn't forget to yell into the kitchen, the chefs are out to wash the floor. A tribute to Kung Fu movies, but the characters have changed. Weapon Master plus 10 current Weapon Master, 10. The chef hiding in the kitchen trembled when he heard Meiman's voice. Worked for many years. It was the first time I saw a guy who dared to kill casually in a restaurant. And they killed all the people from Area E. I hope you can finish cleaning before tomorrow. If it affects the next day's meal, I will get angry. Gives a lot of pressure to the cook. No doubt I will have to work overtime to dispose of the corpse tonight. Cyclops plus 10 current Cyclops, 50. Boss, did we kill all the people from Area E just now? After leaving the restaurant, Mike's face paled a lot. He thought that Meiman killed just ordinary mutants. Didn't expect it to be a mutant from E-Zone. That's right, at least those who died said that they were from District E. It's over, now we've completely broken up with Area E, and it won't take long for us to be finished. So let's find a way to escape. What's the matter? Killing a few scumbags is no big deal, right? That's right, didn't you hear that the boss killed people before, and the head here didn't dare to say anything? The female students didn't realize the seriousness of the matter at all. I can't even tell what the ABCE area means. It's a big trouble. Fortunately, I heard that Ajax is not here recently because he has to go out to find 14 experimental subjects. Otherwise, when he comes back, he will definitely release the mutant in C area to deal with us. Ajax isn't here. How many days have you been out? I don't know, for at least 2 days. 2 days. Meiman touched his chin. It's better to overturn the base for him before he comes back. I can't wait to see his crazy expression when he comes back. Women are happy when they hear it, men are sad when they hear it. Your strength is very strong, but they know their own strength. Cyclops plus 10 current Cyclops, 60. Boss has said so, our death is worth it. Edward, you are very enlightened. If you die, I will mourn for you for a minute. Then what should we do now, boss? Go to Area A. Didn't you say that Area A has an arsenal of weapons? Take all the weapons for them first. Your special abilities are not strong, but having weapons is enough to deal with most mutants. Good. Everyone applauded unanimously. Then Meiman took the lead and came to Area A. At the moment there is no boss in Zone A. It looked very chaotic. It was even possible to see the experimental subject talking to the guards. There is no longer the jurisdiction of the Flower Boy. People in Area A get along very harmoniously with each other. When you see Meiman coming, everyone suddenly became vigilant. One by one stood in place and stared at Meiman. Boss, if you killed Wanan, they will definitely seek revenge from you. Emma, don't talk nonsense if you don't understand, they are all worshipping me. Worship you? You killed their boss, and they still worship you. Emma was confused by what she said. Mike patted him on the shoulder. You don't understand Flower Boys, let alone the real situation in Area A. Mike, who has hearing, has long known that the boys in Area A hate Flower Boys. Now Wanan was killed by Meiman. They will definitely thank Meiman. Area A is completely silent. Suddenly there was thunderous applause. Everyone was looking at Mewbai with the most respectful eyes. Hero, thank you for killing the flower boy. Thank you for doing something we've always wanted to do but didn't dare. You are our hero. The sudden applause was unexpected. Mewbai also knows that now is the time to gather troops to fight back. Everyone be quiet, I have something to tell you. Mewbai walked slowly to the center of the crowd. The applauding crowd stopped applauding. Their eyes were all focused on Mewbai like a spotlight. And Mewbai bathed in this atmosphere like a saint. Everyone will pay attention to what is said next. I know people are thanking me. At the same time, I also know that you long for freedom. Mewbai frustrates deliberately. Shout the word freedom extra loud. Yes, that's right. Freedom, we long for it. I don't want anything else in my life but to get out of here. I miss my family, I miss the outside world. Whoever saves me, I see him as Jesus. Everyone is shouting, because Mewbai said what they longed for the most in their hearts. Seeing the atmosphere reached, Mewbai continued, now that Ajax is not here, and the flower boy was killed by me, it's time to break out of this cage. Your words boost morale. Let them see the light of freedom. As long as they are free, they will completely obey your orders. Cyclops plus 20 current Cyclops, 80. As long as we can escape from here, we will listen to you. You killed Wanan, and now you are our boss. I believe you must have the ability to take us out. I'm going to die anyway, everyone might as well fight. Everyone is united. Echoes represent their resolve. Repressed for too long. They are too eager for a leader like Mewbai. Now it appears, everyone wants to seize this rare opportunity. Very well, I have felt your determination, and with your help, I believe we will escape. Now let's all go to the arsenal in Area A, grab the weapons you need outside and fight out. Drink. The crowd raised their hands and cheered. Heroes follow me. Those who didn't come to Area A before Mewbai had no goals at all. Now after a meal of fighting spirit, they already have a clear goal. Immediately following the flow of people surged directly towards the arsenal. Not long after, the gate of the arsenal was breached by everyone. But none of them went in. Instead, he stood on both sides of the gate and actively gave way. And Mewbai is walking on the road that the crowd gives way to. He was the first to enter the armory. The arsenal is full of various advanced weapons. A glance made Mewbai's eyes glow with gold. The younger brother and the female college student following behind Mewbai even opened their mouths in surprise. These weapons Daisy has only seen a few props in the movie. But few female students have never seen so many real firearms. Not to mention them, most of the people present have never seen them. Not to mention touched. There are a lot of weapons here. It's enough for each person to have one main weapon, 2 secondary weapons, a dagger and as many grenades as possible. Now go in and take your favorite weapon. Mewbai gave an order. The crowd standing on both sides of the door rushed into the weapon arsenal in an instant. One by one scrambling to get weapons. Because there are many weapons and few weapons. Even the last one can be allocated enough ammunition. Boss, can I hold 4 weapons in my 4 hands? A mutant with 4 arms asked suddenly. There are several guns in one hand, even if each person has 4 weapons in one hand, it is enough. Boss, what should I do if I can only shoot a gun, but I can't use a gun? Whether you know how to use it or not, there will be someone who will teach you how to use a gun first. Boss, do we girls also want to take it? The schoolgirls stood watching, each with a gun in his hand. I feel that as a girl, I can't just work hard but also make a difference. Although they not only can't play with guns, and he didn't even have the courage to kill. Letting them hold guns is completely tantamount to display. But I also want to contribute. Both men, women and children should take it. Those who don't know how to use a gun can use it as a stick to beat people. I think those few trolls are quite suitable for you. Boss, I can spit fireballs without a gun. Daisy wanted to get a gun. But I found that my fingers were too thick to pull the trigger at all. Then you will take the lead then. What, let me, a girl, take the lead. I can't help it. It's a lizard man who can spit fireballs. Maybe someone will be afraid of you just by standing there. Give Daisy a little encouragement. She really believed what you said. Girls in Crush have an IQ of 0. Speed plus 10, current speed, 10. Soon all the warehouse's weapons were divided up. Leftover guns and ammunition. Bai found 3 big bags and put all the weapons in them. Okay, does everyone have a weapon now? Bai shouted while clapping his hands. Yes, everyone raised their guns and shouted. Everyone looked very excited, like a graduate with a diploma. If at the moment had a photographer, I will probably take a group photo. Okay, but we are not in a hurry to kill them now. Ajax were out for 2 days, so we had less than 2 days. Those who have already played with guns teach the rookies first, so that they know how to use them. They are not afraid that they will not be able to hit the enemy, but they are afraid that they will hit their own people. One sentence makes everyone laugh. Your humor makes everyone have a kind of intimacy with you. Speed plus 10, current speed, 20. Crit. Speed plus 10, current speed, 30. The flower boy is dead. Who is the biggest in District A? The boss is me. A man wearing an airplane hat came out of the crowd. Now I need a mutant with a special power. Boss, just say it, I know everyone here. A special ability that can control electronic surveillance. Wall, boss needs you. Boss. Wall squeezed out from the crowd. Can you control the surveillance screen? Don't worry, boss, my ability was born for monitoring, they all call me Monitoring Nemesis. Very well, I like your supernatural ability very much. Now Wall and me, you send a few more people to patrol in Area A to put on a show, and the rest adjust their status in the warehouse, wait for my order and then kill out. Okay boss, we are waiting for you. Wait until you take us out. Everyone was watching Bai's leaving figure with trusting eyes. And Bai also knows that at the moment has a great mission. Finished ordering, Bai took Wall and Mike to the door of the armory. What's boss going to do now? Mike asked. Wall stood by and listened carefully. He is the only mutant in Area A who was taken by Bai. At the moment, he was extremely proud. I can't wait to do something big right away and show it off to everyone when I come back. Weapons alone are not enough at the moment. We haven't found anything in Area E. Now we are going to Area E to find medicine that can upgrade the mutant's ability and find ways to discover the mutant's own ability. Boss, what do I need to do? Wall, you played a key role in this invasion. One word increases Wall's self-confidence by 100%. He already has the determination to go through fire and water. Black Art plus 10, current Black Art, 40. How much monitoring equipment can your special ability control? The number of controls is not limited, but the area is limited. It is about the combined distance of A plus B areas. Boss, that's enough. District E is the smallest of all districts. Mike followed Wall's words. Bai nodded in satisfaction. Then let's go to Area E immediately. Boss, wait, can you go to Area C with me first? What are you going to do in Area C? I don't have the strength to conquer Area C yet. I have something very important to tell you, and it must be done now. Looking at Mike's firm eyes, Bai nodded. Wall, wait for us here for a while. Okay boss, no problem. About 10 minutes passed. Mike returns with Bai. Then the 3 rushed to Area E. Stop at the corner of the corridor not far from E area. Wall relies on you. The 2 looked at Wall at the same time. Wall puts his hands to his temples. Numerous green code programs flashed across the pupils. 10 seconds. Wall dropped his hand. The boss is finished, and now the monitoring in Area E and the surrounding area will always maintain the current picture. How long will it last? 2 hours. For the time Bai is very satisfied. I'll go there by myself. Mike, please inform me, and tell me in advance if you find anything unusual. Okay boss. Boss, you must come back alive, we are all counting on you. Don't worry, Wall, your boss, I can't die, I will take you out. After speaking, Bai turned on his disguise and walked towards Area E. The entrance to Zone E is different from the others. There is an iron door that requires a password to pass through. On both sides of the iron gate stood 6 men holding weapons. Bai walked over quietly. Without a sound, he drew out his double knives and charged into the crowd. Quickly get rid of 5 people with a knife in hand. The last person, Bai, was not killed. Instead, he kicked him to the ground. Press his mouth hard on the ground. You obey my orders now. I won't listen to you. You obey my orders now. You obey my orders now. Control success. I'm following your orders now. Very well, now open the door immediately. I can't open the door, only privileged people can open it. Who is more privileged? The mutants and researchers with high authority in the E area. There is already a mutant with authority who has gone out to eat, and has not returned yet. What do they use to open the door? Retina. Okay, got it. I know the way. Mewbai quickly left Area E without ink marks. Seeing that Mewbai killed someone but ran away, Mike is a little strange. Because he doesn't remember that there are other exits to enter in the E area. Where are you going, boss? The password door needs a retina. Let's find the key now. You guys go to deal with the corpse first. There is a living person at the door. He has been controlled by me, just do it. With Mewbai's words, Mike pulled Wall to the door. Prepare to dispose of 5 bodies. And Mewbai came to the restaurant after a while. Chef said at the moment restaurant clear the grounds. One person is complaining about what Mewbai did. That guy is becoming more and more lawless. Ajax protected him once, and he dared to kill people in the E area in the restaurant. I really think this is his chassis. He can kill whoever he wants. But that Mewbai is really strong, and he killed several people in District E without a single blow. That's right, especially that Bill G. I heard that his whole body was harder than steel, but he was hacked to death by Mewbai. He was not as amazing as others said. It's the blonde man who deserves his death, making him usually arrogant. Stop praising Mewbai. What is he? It depends on someone's backing. Now Ajax will not be able to come back after going out for a while. When he comes back, I must tell him so that the kid can't eat and walk around. The head chef mopping the floor with a mop looked extremely unhappy. He hates Mewbai very much. All because of Mewbai killing people in his restaurant. And also threatened the people in their restaurant. So he wants to teach Mewbai a lesson. But I found that the faces of other people suddenly looked strange. What's the matter? I'll tell him. What are you afraid of? Don't be afraid. No one has dared to touch the people in our restaurant. This incident tells Ajax. I don't believe that Ajax will protect him. The head chef wanted to be tough in front of everyone for a while. But the people in front of them obviously didn't care. Head chef, what's the matter? Everyone has become dumb. Behind you. Back. The chef turned around with a question mark on his face. But this turning back directly paralyzed him to the ground. It was like seeing a ghost. You just said you were going to inform me, right? No. No. Could it be that I heard wrong? Yes, you must have heard it wrong. How dare I sue you? You are the most important person in Ajax. Wouldn't it be courting death for me to sue you in front of him? Say that sentence again. You are the most important person in Ajax. Snapped. Mewbai slapped the chef's chubby face. He knocked out a few teeth directly. But the head chef could only cover his mouth and dare not make any resistance. Even the mutants in the E area were played around. An ordinary person like him can't even beat Mewbai's finger. What is Ajax? Why should I be his most important person? That. Now say Ajax or dogs. The head chef is stunned. If Ajax knew that the chef scolded him, he would definitely treat the chef as a test case. But at the moment he dare not call. Cyclops plus 10 current Cyclops, 70. If you continue with the hesitation, I will let you taste the double knife enema. Mewbai reached out and gently touched the double knives on his back. Language plus action equals threat. Magic resistance plus 10 current magic resistance, 20. Ajax or dogs. The head chef clenched his fists and shouted. He didn't want to say it. But I have to say. Fortunately, it was supposed to fawn Ajax. Now they call Ajax a dog. Once known by Ajax, the head chef will definitely be the next test subject. Louder. Mewbai raised his voice so that the head chef trembled. Think of the mutants in the E area that were killed today. The chef's brow was dripping with sweat. Says this out loud. Undoubtedly made the head chef feel ashamed, and dared not face Ajax for a long time. Magic resistance plus 10 current magic resistance, 30. Ajax is a dog. Yes, as long as you know. Mewbai touched the head chef's wet head. Also, you shouted again. Other cooks were also shot while lying down. I had no choice but to shout. After he was satisfied, Mewbai asked again, are you all cooking the meals for everyone in the organization? Yes, that's right. That's good. Sprinkle all the laxatives in the rice tomorrow and give them to eat. After speaking, he stuffed a pack of laxatives into the chef's pocket. What? The chefs looked at each other. No one would dare to do such a thing. Before, someone cooked and caused a few people to have diarrhea, and they were directly dragged to be test subjects. Now Meiman asked them to put laxatives on tomorrow's meal. They dare not do things that concern hundreds of people. Okay, no problem. But the head chef quickly agreed. So happy to promise. Then definitely, I will definitely listen to what you say. Forget it, I didn't expect you to be obedient. After speaking, Meiman suddenly repeated, now you will follow my orders all the way. Now you will follow my orders throughout. No problem, no problem. The head chef said happily. In fact, I already had other ideas in mind. Now you will follow my orders throughout. We will do what you say. When brother talks, you shut up first. Control success. Fact. Now you will follow my orders throughout. ... It took more than 20 times in a row to control the chefs. It takes more than 20 times to control ordinary people, and it may take more times to control mutants. Analysis is in place. The more powerful the person, the lower the chance of control will be. Cyclops plus 10 current Cyclops, 80. Scatter all the laxatives in the meals tomorrow. As ordered. The chefs stare blankly and talk like robots. Normal people can see the tricks at a glance. But there is no way this is the norm in mind control. Unless you have Omega strength like Professor X. Otherwise, the basic mind control is the same. Now keep cleaning. Don't tell anyone what happened today. Finish the order. Meiman found the dead bodies of people from Area E in the back kitchen. It's not clear who was authorized. Simply cut off their heads. I found the big black trash and packed them all together. Then he went straight to Area E with a bag of human heads. Come to the gate of E area. At this time, Mike, who had just finished moving the body, saw Meiman coming back. The anxious mood calmed down a lot in an instant. Boss, where are you going? Go get the keys. Hey, come here and tell me how to open the door. Meiman greeted the controlled guard. The guard is very obedient. 5010 put everything out on the pallet. Learn how to open the door. Meiman tested the retinal lock at the door one by one. In the end, the blonde man's retina successfully opened the door. After the door opened, Meiman turned on his disguise and rushed in. Mike and Wall put on guard clothes and stood outside. Because Meiman's hearing ability is not as good as Mike's. Mike stood outside and helped provide information. Someone somewhere. Nowhere. When is someone coming? The report was clear. Prevent Meiman from being discovered. Area E is almost entirely corridors and rooms. Meiman looked for the target by looking at the signs on the room. Soon found a place called Mutant Laboratory. Stand outside and listen carefully. Make sure no one is inside to open the door and enter. The size of the room is about the size of a street bookstore. It was packed with bookshelves. There are many folders and books on the bookshelf. Meiman went to a desk and flipped through the files on the desk. Boss, someone is here. Meiman quickly put away the files. Hide in the doorway, until someone opened the door and came in. He immediately appeared and covered the opponent's mouth from behind. You will now obey my orders. Well, men instinctively want magic resistance. But his mouth was covered and he couldn't make a sound. Now you will follow my orders throughout. Now you will follow my orders throughout. Now you will follow my orders throughout. Control success. Hoo, I feel like I'm acting in a thrilling spy movie right now. The description is very appropriate. Cyclops plus 20 current Cyclops, 100. Cyclops reaches 100, activates Cyclops level 1, and the eyes can project a strong ruby-colored shock beam. Power comes from surrounding energy such as solar radiation, photons and cosmic rays, etc. How is the boss? Everything is under control. After talking to Mike, he quickly asked about the controlling man. How does mutant discover its own abilities? As long as you drink the mutant blue potion, you will directly understand your own abilities and use them flexibly. What is the method of mutant upgrade? Compound number 5 with a purity of 80% or more can upgrade the mutant ability. And it can allow ordinary people to directly possess super ability. But the cost is expensive and the success rate is extremely low, so compound number 5 is all used for mutant upgrade. Compound number 5, the name of the potion mentioned by the man. Meiman couldn't be more familiar with it. Compound number 5 is a drug that can create Superman-like drugs in the American TV series Black Robe Pickets. Ordinary people can get random abilities after drinking it. But hearing it here can't help but make Mewby lost in thought. Did I travel to the Marvel Universe or the Black Robe Pickets? No, there shouldn't be a person named Ajax in the Black Robe Picket team, and there won't be Wade and Angel. They just look alike and their names won't be exactly the same. The most important thing is that the word mutant will not appear in the Black Robe. But compound number 5 is indeed a product of the Black Robe Pickets. Could it be that Marvel also has compound number 5 but with similar names, or this world is an integrate of two worlds? If it really integrates, then there will be Homelander. Homelander's combat power is comparable to that of DC Superman, which is equal to the ordinary Superman living in Marvel. It's far inferior to Silver Super, Gold Super. However, the strength of an ordinary Superman is definitely at the T1 level among the Avengers. Clarified the timeline a little bit, but not very accurate. The key to the DC Universe +1. Activate a God-level skill to use this key to the DC Universe. Okay, sir, I don't know the name. Where are the 5th compound and the blue potion? After taking stock, Mewby put an arm around the man's shoulder. In the pharmacy. Take me there. Yes. After speaking, the man opened the door and walked in front. Mewby turned on his disguise and followed behind. Boss, there is someone ahead. Don't panic. Once the camouflage is lifted to the body, it will appear. At the moment Mewby can only walk against the wall. A man in a medical white coat came across. Seeing Jack with empty eyes walking towards him, the eyebrows immediately frowned. Jack, why did you come here? Jack from Mind Control didn't say a word. Keep going. This aroused the curiosity of the man in white. Jack, can't you hear me talking to you? You don't have permission to move on. Seeing that Jack didn't listen, he went farther and farther. The man in white followed with small steps. A hand on Jack's shoulder stopped him. Jack, are you disobeying my orders? Yes, I answered for Jack. The same move appeared again. Mewby held the man in white by the mouth from behind. Mouth against his ear and said, You will now obey my orders. 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 Comma. The man in white struggled desperately. But the strength of the two is very different. After listening to it 10 times forcibly, his eyes became like Jack's. What permission is required to go to the pharmacy? The pharmacy has a special mutant guard, even invisibility and shapeshifting can't escape his eyes. How many guards are there? 3 mutants, and there is surveillance at the door along with Area C. Once there is an abnormality, the mutants in Area C will come to support immediately. Hold it, it's so strict. Hearing it can also alarm Area C. Mewby probably feels cold. But after looking at the loose white coat of the man in white, he suddenly had a solution. Then can you go in? Able. Then I have paid attention. ... After a while, the man in white walked towards the pharmacy. At the door, I saw 3 mutants sitting at the door playing cards. One of the mutants saw the man in white return. Immediately stood up and greeted him. You just went out, why did you come back again? I forgot something. Really, let's go in. I thought there would be a thrilling body search. Or measure with an instrument. It turned out to be surprisingly easy. Let the man in white go in directly. After the man in white went into his own office and unbuttoned his white coat. At the moment Mewby is hugging the chest of the man in white. Each hand holds a knife. Like a koala clinging to a tree trunk. It's safe. Hearing the security Mewby let go quickly. Landed and rolled up. Your sternum has left marks on my face. I suggest you practice your chest muscles, otherwise you won't have the courage to sing the song. If you don't love me, you'll fall down. Pectoral muscles complain successfully. Speed +10, current speed, 20. Where are the 5th compound and the blue potion? In the test tube room, you can see it when you go out and turn right at the end, but you need a password and an access card. It's really troublesome. Not everyone dares to break in like me. What are you doing with so many programs? It's true, as long as precious items will be missed sooner or later. Speed +10, current speed, 30. But apart from the outside, are there any mutants in the pharmacy? No, none of the people who researched potions are mutants. By the way, do you have a card? And a password? I have. After speaking, he took out the pass card from his pocket. The password is 123,456. You have everything. What are you doing here? I'm a professor of genetic biology at Harvard University, and I've been arrested since the institution started. Ajax will do anything for performance. Meiman took the key card from the man in white. But at this moment, the empty eyes of the man in white suddenly returned to normal. A single look made Meiman smell danger. Who are you? Brush. Before the man in white could say a second sentence, Meiman quickly drew his knife and slit his throat. I'm sorry, Professor of Biogenetics at Harvard University, you have no chance to train your chest muscles anymore. A moment of silence for the professor. May there be no laboratory in heaven. Speed plus 10, current speed, 40. Get rid of the man in white. Meiman turned on the disguise and left the office. Know that the surroundings are full of ordinary people. Surveillance is under control again. Meiman acted a little bolder. He looked for the guidance of the man in white. Turn right and walk to the end, and you will see the test tube room. Swipe the card to enter the password. Everything is in line with the routine. After pushing open the door like a bank vault, I saw 2 bottles of medicine, one blue and one green, placed on the middle table. Then quickly rushed forward and held the 2 bottles of medicine in his hand. I didn't expect it to be so easy. Without saying a word, Meiman drank the green potion in one gulp. But it tastes weird, like drinking a drink. At this moment, Mike's voice suddenly came from next to his ear. Boss, run, we've been tricked. Did it fall? No way, I will be tricked too. Meiman threw the empty medicine away. Put the blue potion in your pocket. Run quickly towards the door. But just ran to the door and was about to go out. Boom, the door suddenly shut itself. Fact, the plot in the movie appeared. There are indeed many such scenes in the movie. Speed plus 10, current speed, 50. Meiman kicked hard at the iron gate. Tomorrow there will be 5 updates, and it will be updated at 12 noon, 3 consecutive updates. In addition to feeling the pain in the feet, the safety door didn't budge. Mike, how are you doing? There is nothing Meiman can do when he is trapped in the room. I can only care about the situation of Mike and others. Old, big, you can't shut his mouth. Well, I can give you time to communicate. Suddenly a strange man's voice came into Meiman's head. The sound is soft and very nice. It felt like hearing a favorite song for the first time. Who are you? You have a nice voice. Can you give me a head start and don't love me? I need to rely on my chest muscles to relieve my feeling of being tricked. Everyone who speaks is stupefied. I still want to listen to music at this time. Speed plus 10, current speed, 60. Boss, Mike was crying. Mike, tell me what's going on. Ajax is back. Ajax didn't come back but we got caught. It's impossible to get caught. My plan seems to be flawless, unless I have an undercover agent here. Profit. Speed plus 10, current speed, 70. Profit. There are really undercover agents, it must be among my little brothers. Profit stone hammer. Speed plus 10, current speed, 80. Boss, I am actually an undercover agent sent by Ajax by your side. The plot of the movie is back again. Pretending to be friends with me turned out to be an undercover agent. I'm sorry boss, we are really no match for the people here. Don't be sad Mike, I was very happy during the time I knew you, even if I was cheated by you, I would be willing. Speaking ironically makes Mike even more embarrassed. Blood drinking sword plus 20, current blood drinking sword, 30. Boss, simple 2 words, already felt Mike crying sobbing. Don't cry Mike, I know your ability, you must be forced, if you don't be an undercover agent, they will definitely let Angel be your girlfriend. Your words made Mike feel extremely guilty. After so many days of getting along, he actually has a good impression of you, but he has to bow his head to the forces in the organization. He knows the strength of Area C, and also knows that it is impossible for you to escape. Blood drinking sword plus 30, current blood drinking sword, 60. Boss, I'm sorry, in fact, we have been monitored and monitored all the time. There is a mutant with very strong hearing in Area C. His ability is far better than mine by 100 times. 100 times more than you. Is that an exaggeration? Yes, in fact, there are many more exaggerated mutants in Area C. It seems that there are more than 5 Omega level mutants. 5 Omega level mutants. If it were me, I would definitely choose to betray. One of the 5 Omega is enough to beat you now. I thought mutant was just a little bit stronger. There is nothing to be afraid of. Now I really feel the horror of Area C. Could it be that everyone in Area C turns pale when they hear about it? Hugeness plus 50, currently huge, 60. I just said mutant. His monitoring ability can even monitor the entire United States. I take back the previous statement that the hearing ability is bad. Your words reduce the hostility of the super hearing mutant towards you. Jauntization plus 20, currently huge, 80. Good guy, I've been locked up and I'm being monitored. TMD, did I hear all the stories about Alawi and I at night? Super hearing mutant nodded in satisfaction. Speed plus 20, current speed, 100. Speed reaches 100. Activate haste. Your movement speed will increase by 5 times, it is not a fixed value. When I go out, I will be the first to kill you. You can't kill anyone now, and you will lose your freedom while we collect your gas. Thinking too much, my gas can't be controlled by anyone but me. Boss, they have a mutant that forces people to fart. What? They still keep such a perverted mutant. It's possible to kill him directly before, but he mutated after you, and he survived because of you. That's okay, I'm his benefactor anyway, he won't listen to you. Your optimism amazes everyone. Why do you talk so much and be so optimistic? Unable to monitor plus 20, currently unable to monitor, 20. Boss, people here will do anything to survive. Then what about you? You also betrayed me just to survive. A rhetorical question from the soul. Mike is choking. Unable to monitor plus 40, currently unable to monitor, 60. Boss, I'm sorry. Don't talk about Mike, I just hope they can treat you well. After all, they should give you a promotion after catching the biggest scourge of my organization. If they treat you badly, I will never let them go. Boss, you killed Mike with words. Causes mental attack. His heart was shaken and he decided that you are his boss all his life. Because the language exceeds the standard for the first time. Get the following rewards. Currently, all ordinary skill fragments have reached 100. Unable to monitor to 100. Activate anti-monitoring, your words will no longer be monitored in any form. Blood drinking sword reaches 100. Activate the blood drinking sword, your attack will absorb the blood of the enemy to speed up your own healing ability. Magic resistance reaches 100, activates the witch's cloak, and the magic damage received is reduced by 50%. Enormization reaches 100, activation becomes higher, you can become a giant with a height of 8 meters. Thugs in suits reach 100, activate suit violence, and your whole body attributes will be improved when wearing a suit. Ignore noise to 100, activate ignore noise, and you will be completely immune to physical discomfort caused by noise. The sorcery reaches 100, activates the first level of sorcery, turns an enemy into a random animal, and the duration depends on the enemy's strength. Wealth reaches 100, activate Tony's subsidy, and get a check of $1 million from Tony every week. The healing effect reaches 100, the healing speed is unlocked, the healing recovery speed is increased by 5 times, and serious injuries are ignored. The silver egg has been opened, please receive your zodiac charm. Golden egg has been opened. Please claim your Earth's strongest physical artifact. Mike will get what he deserves. And you've lost your fundamental rights as a human being, and you're going to be a tool for the institution. Ha ha ha. Suddenly, Mubai laughed constantly in the room. When Mike heard Mubai laughing he thought he was crazy. Keep comforting Mubai. Even got up to rescue Mubai. But was knocked to the ground by the mutant next to him. The other side is known as the mutant who can monitor the entire United States. Suddenly he found that he could no longer hear any sound from Mubai. He also thought he was deaf. So he hurriedly eavesdropped on the president who was holding a secret meeting at the White House at the moment. It was found that the ears were not deaf. But Mubai's voice could not be heard anyway. He was shocked by this. Look at that kid laughing all the time in the room. Haha, it must be crazy. Being betrayed by the person you trust the most, and being locked up as a tool person in the future, no matter who you are, you will go crazy. It's just why there is no sound in the monitoring screen. I don't know, anyway, that at the moment named Mubai is desperate, and he can no longer pretend to be aggressive. Just when everyone thought Mubai was crazy. Only one person felt that something was wrong. And this person is Angel, the person in charge of the E417 area. The male angel is different from the angel around Ajax. Because he really has a pair of angel-like white down wings. He could hear that Mewbai was not crazy. It is a kind of joy from the heart. It seems to have gained some kind of flop power. But the male angel doesn't think Mewbai can survive PlayerUnknown's battlegrounds. You don't even need to use the Omega Mutant in C-Zone. He alone is enough to deal with Mewbai. What the hell are you laughing at? I laugh at you for not understanding, brother. You really thought you could trap me. I think you are overthinking. Deliberately let the male angel hear your words, killing his spirit. When death is imminent, I am not afraid at all. Male angel wants to see what cards you have. Alternative dimensional arsenal plus 10, currently different dimensional arsenal, 30. After speaking, Mewbai quickly received his golden and silver eggs. Open the silver egg to get the biscuit with the zodiac charm of the cow. You will immediately gain the ability of the cow charm after eating it. One of the 12 talismans, which is originally the magic power of the fire demon, Holy Lord, representing power, making the owner infinitely powerful and strong. Without saying a word, Mewbai quickly ate it. Open the golden egg to get the physical nemesis double sword. Your knife can easily cut through all entities in the world. The weapon store will be opened after opening the extremely dual knife flow, and you can buy double knife skins and double knife enchants. Brother, I finally have 2 decent weapons. The first time you get a god level weapon reward ability fragments plus 1000. Sword summoning plus 1000. Sword summoning skill reaches 1000. You can bind 10 weapons. Once you activate the knife summoning skill, the bound weapon will appear in your hand immediately no matter where it is. Look, Mewbai's double swords seem to have changed. Where did he get it? I didn't even see it. Hey, look at the monitors. I will look for you in a while. Run away quickly. After speaking, the double knife cut the strong safety gate into 4 pieces like cutting tofu. Looking at the security door as fragile as tofu in the surveillance screen. Several people in the monitoring room were so frightened that they didn't say a word for a long time. This weapon is too perverted. A door that thick was hacked into 4 pieces. Run, they just said they want to come to our monitoring room. Don't be afraid, there is the boss of the E area, there is no need for us to run away. At this time, there was chaos in Zone E. Mewbai came out from the medicine room. But whoever is seen can't escape the sanction of double swords. Don't run, brother is helping you out. I said that I want Ajax to see the organization that I overthrew when I come back. Your words are intentionally let the male angel hear. And also fulfilling the original promise. Each person killed, every place destroyed will make Ajax more surprised. Duplication plus 10, current duplication, 10. Crit, undead resistance plus 10, current undead resistance, 24 GCE. You have entered the crit time, everything you say will generate a crit, which lasts for 60 minutes. How did this guy escape? The male angel stood outside Area E and clenched his fists. I thought Mewbai was already a turtle in an urn. I didn't expect to underestimate his strength. Quote exclamation mark quote. Hear Mewbai's voice again. Mike's eyes filled with excitement. Mike, don't cry, I think we can put our plan B on hold for now. Mysterious plan B. Only Mike heard this remark. Unable to peep plus 10, currently unable to peep, 10. Crit. Unable to peep plus 10, currently unable to peep, 20. I can't let him continue to kill people inside, so I rushed in and carried him. Murphy, who was standing outside the door, called a group of E-Zone mutants and rushed in. He doesn't believe in more than a dozen mutants of mid to high strength. Cannot deal with a mutant currently at medium level. I heard the voice of that fool Murphy, come to me quickly, so that I can let you die. Ignited Murphy's anger reached 200%. He has quickened his pace, rushing to die. Crit plus 10, current crit, 10. Crit, stealth plus 10, current stealth, 10. Get out of here. Murphy pushed away the escapees who were running towards him. Strides came to the potion area. At the moment Mewbai was standing in the center and whistling. It's a bit slow to come, I can't wait. I'll let you taste the power of my abilities right now. Murphy's veins popped all over his body. An invisible force erupted from his body and rushed towards Mewbai. Taste my sonic speed. Brush. It was originally separated by a distance of 100 meters. In the next second, Murphy appeared in front of Mu Bai. The sonic punch directly penetrated Mu Bai's body, and the sound waves generated shattered all internal organs of Mu Bai's body. I have heard Mu Bai's ability analysis before. Even if the body is hit by a bullet and the heart is penetrated by light waves, it will not die. But this blow completely destroyed all internal organs of Mu Bai. He still doesn't believe that Mu Bai can't die. I didn't hear clearly just now. What is your ability? What? Murphy was shocked. With this level of attack, Mu Bai could even ask him what his ability is. Brush. After speaking, Mu Bai swung his knife and slashed at Murphy. Not only is Murphy fast, but his body hardness is also unique in the base. He didn't even look at a knife. But it's just an underwhelming knife. Cut Murphy straight from the head to the soles of the feet. It's extremely smooth with a knife. There is no resistance or stuttering at all. I remembered, your ability is death at the speed of sound. To be honest, this ability is very suitable for you. Learning from the speed of light death, using supernatural powers to fabricate the speed of sound death. Very suitable for Murphy's death. Crit plus 10, current crit, 20. Crit. Wall penetration plus 10, current wall penetration, 10. Murphy. He died. Belatedly other mutants saw Murphy die sonically. One by one, their eyes widened and their mouths opened wide. Murphy's strength in the base is only second to the male angel and the several Omega-level mutants in Area Circa. Now directly killed by Mu Bai. More than a dozen people froze in place for a long time, refusing to move a step. Are we playing a Squid Game? Why didn't you move when I saw you? Don't worry, just come here. Squid Game. Using the 1-2-3 wooden man killing game to describe the actions of a dozen people. Their expression at the moment is almost the same as that of the players participating in the Squid Game. Duplication plus 10, current duplication, 20. Crit. Sound transmission plus 10, current sound transmission, 10. The sound transmission is probably the god level that every chatterbox wants. Endless chatter plus non-distance sound transmission equals top mental attack. Probably no one can withstand this kind of mental attack. Sound transmission plus 20, current sound transmission, 30. Crit. Crit plus 10, current crit, 30. If you don't want to die, give it to me. Suddenly the male angel's words resounded throughout the hall. Mutant, who was standing still and didn't dare to move, felt as if he was bloody in an instant. All rushed towards Mu Bai. Thank you for the male angel's order, otherwise chasing and killing them one by one would be a bit of a waste of time. Mu Bai drew out his two sabers to meet a dozen mutants. Some mutants are holding fireballs in their hands. Some mutants exude cold air all over their bodies. And have to be like Quill. But no matter what abilities they had, they all died under Mu Bai's double swords. At the same time, Mu Bai's body became riddled with holes. But there is healing ability, healing effect plus blood drinking sword. The three abnormalities are cured. Even if it is riddled with holes. It takes less than 10 seconds to return to the best condition. This is impossible. The male angel was not present. Mu Bai did not see the figure of the male angel during the whole process. But the tone of surprise seemed to have watched the great battle just now. Where are you peeping Tom? Let me see your strength as the boss of the E-Zone. You actually have the ability to be immortal. I guessed wrong, my brother only has a strong healing ability, how could there be a bug level ability like regenerative healing factor? Hide the regenerative healing factor ability, use the healing ability to top it. Intentionally hides strength, so that the enemy can't guess it, and can't formulate a restraint plan. Undead resistance plus 20, current undead resistance, 260. Crit. Crit plus 10, current crit, 40. No matter what, it's a pity that you don't join us. It's not too late to join, let me kill Ajax first and take his place. After Mu Bai finished speaking, he raised his two knives and rushed towards the wall. Now there is no need to go through the front door at all. Two of the strongest physical nemesis in hand. Walls can also act as doors. But he didn't go out. Instead, he slashed at the surrounding walls. Until District E was completely reduced to ruins. Mu Bai stepped out through the smoke and dust. Is this the first time I've seen someone demolish a building with a knife? Mu Bai looked up at the sky. In the sky above, there is a man with a pair of angel wings standing there. He was bare-chested, with well-defined muscles all over his body. The body is as white as a white wall. A pair of wings covered with white feathers has a wingspan of more than 2 meters. From time to time, feathers can be seen falling from the sky to the ground. Your hair loss is a bit serious, how about I give you a free treatment? The two eyes above Mubai's gaze suddenly turned red. 2 ruby rays of light shine directly upwards. The male angel's expression didn't change at all. Lean back. The body draws 360 degrees and easily avoids 2 rays. But that's not all. Mubai's eyes moved with the movement of the male angel. 2 ruby shockwaves keep chasing the male angel. Brush, brush. The male angel flashed several times in a row. The body suddenly descended and swooped towards Mubai. In the next second, Mubai was knocked out, and the ruby shockwave left deep marks on the surrounding walls. You may ask, why did I attack you when I clearly promised to help you treat hair loss? Mubai put away Cyclops stood up and patted the dust off his body. I don't care about that. I'm going to burn all the hair on your body, so that you don't have to worry about hair removal in the future. Solve the problem fundamentally. But the male angel thinks this joke is too cold, and dismisses it, and now he just wants to beat you. Super bounce plus 20 current super bounce, 20. Crit. Crit plus 10 current crit, 50. Put away your boring humor, your resistance is pointless. Shut up your ignorant thoughts and look around. Everything I do has meaning. Male angel is immersed in fighting, not noticing that the surroundings have been cleaned by Mubai's Cyclops. Hateful. The male angel stared at Mubai through gritted teeth. Then the 2 wings flapped violently. Hundreds of feathers shot towards Mubai like arrows. The feathers' speed was so fast that Mubai had no time to dodge. The body is directly covered with feathers. The whole person is like a rooster. But that's not all. The male angel continued to flap his wings in the air. More and more feathers are inserted on Mubai's body. Mubai changed from a rooster to a quill. It's time. The male angel suddenly roared. At this time, the hundreds of feathers on Mubai's body turned into iron feathers in a second. The weight attached to his body crushed Mubai to the ground. Now I see how you are still fighting. The male angel finally smiled gratifiedly. Not far away, a man wearing a flight hat also came out. He is the mutant who casts the ability to turn feathers into iron. And it can also increase the weight of the iron feather dozens of times. Wall, isn't your ability to turn into a hen? How can you turn feathers into iron? Chaos hat. I wanted to make a few sarcasm proudly, but now I was disturbed by your words. Undead resistance plus 20 current undead resistance, 280. Crit. Crit plus 10 current crit, 60. Fart. When did I tell you that my ability is to turn into a hen, but you were actually deceived by me? I don't have the ability to control and monitor at all. I was cheated again. Everyone I co-authored was acting with me. Could it be that we are doing a remake of the Truman Duban high score movie? Duplication plus 20 current duplication, 30. Crit. Illusion plus 10 current illusion, 10. Definitely not. We don't need so many people to act with you. I'm just an undercover agent arranged by Ajax next to the Flower Boy, but I didn't expect to meet you. Did Ajax watch too much Infernal Affairs and put so many undercover agents on their own chassis? Successful 2cow. Actors acting skills plus 20 current actors acting skills, 20. Crit. Substitute plus 10 current substitute, 10 up. You can't protect yourself now, and you still have the mood to control Ajax. You messed up the base, you'll have to wait for Ajax to come back. The man in the airplane hat at the moment is in a happy mood. Because he cooperated with the male angel to win Mubai. Wait for Ajax to come back and hear about Airplane Man's achievements. Maybe if he is happy, he will give up the position of the Flower Boy. At that time, he will be the boss of District A. Several female college students in District B play differently every day. I know what you're thinking at the moment. You must be thinking about waiting for Ajax to come back and claim credit for him. Mind reading. Even if you guessed it right, it doesn't matter, because the man in the airplane hat did do something that even the male angel agrees with. Mind reading plus 10 current mind reading plus 10. Crit. Crit plus 10 current crit, 70. That's right, I've been thinking about your female college student, Da Shui, in District B for a long time. Your Area A is indeed a species that relies on the lower body to think. It's just that I'm going to disappoint you. After speaking, Mu Bai stood up. You weigh at least 300 kilograms, how could you possibly fight? Because I ate the cow charm, you wouldn't understand even if I told you. More than 300 caddies is as easy for Mu Bai as putting a chicken on his body. A single super serum physique is enough. Not to mention they now have 2x the power of the super soldier serum plus the bull charm. Hulk is no match for this power. Then he twisted his body and spun hard. The iron feather inserted on the body detached from the body at an extremely fast speed. The man in the flight hat didn't expect Mu Bai to have this trick. With a scream, more than 50 iron feathers were inserted into the body. Okay, let's use any other moves. Mu Bai looked at the male angel with provocative eyes. This is the first time the male angel has seen provocation since the mutation was successful. But there was nothing he could do. Even the most powerful recruit Qinmao Guozong will not work. If not, it's my turn. Mu Bai threw a single sword at the male angel. Then shoot Cyclops, a seemingly swift chain of attacks. But it was easily passed by the male angel. It's just that suddenly the male angel's back was hit by a shockwave. The whole person hit the ground at once. The male angel was a little surprised when he landed. Obviously dodged. Why is the back still getting tricked? It's just that he didn't have much time to think. At this time, Mu Bai rushed forward with 2 swords in hand. The male angel took a hit in the back and reacted a little slower. Just about to take off. Brush. A knife flashed. One of the male angel's wings was cut off. The remaining one couldn't support his takeoff. Can only bump up and down in place. Laser hits the reflection attack of flying darts. How does this wave work? Suddenly realized, no wonder the back was hit inexplicably. Thought you were hiding your skills again. It's a male angel with little combat experience, I didn't expect it. Crit plus 10 current crit, 80. Crit plus 10 current crit, 90. I said that I will help you solve the problem of hair removal, and I will never break my promise. The corners of Mu Bai's mouth turned upward. Draw the knife and quickly slash at the male angel. At the moment, male angel's reaction speed has dropped too much. Coupled with the disadvantages of ground combat, there is no way to avoid it. Seeing that the other wing is also gone. Suddenly the knife in Mu Bai's hand flew into the air by itself. And stuck to the ceiling. This strange move made Mu Bai puzzled. Hey, maybe you're not satisfied with my hair removal method. Shuangdao can't understand your humor. They currently have no self-awareness. Stealth plus 20 current stealth, 30. Crit plus 10 current crit, 100. Critical hit reaches 100, double strike is activated. When you attack the enemy, you have a 40% chance to cause double damage similar to a punch, but the enemy has received 2 punches 1. I don't know if it is possible to enchant the double sword with the effect of endless blade. See Mu Bai lost his weapon. The male angel quickly evacuated the scene. Hey, don't rush away. Mu Bai stretched out the pair of knives that were stuck to the ceiling and returned them to his hands. But did not run a few steps. The 2 knives flew into the air again. This time, instead of sticking to the ceiling, the point of the knife was aimed at Mu Bai. What's the situation? Even 2 knives are going to betray me. Sympathize with your situation. The most trusted weapon will betray you. Stealth plus 10 current stealth, 40. Crit. Wall penetration plus 20 current wall penetration, 30. Brush. The 2 knives suddenly shot at Mu Bai at the same time. Mu Bai hurriedly dodged. Dodging 2 flying darts attacks with the current ability is completely fine. I just can't understand why the 2 artifacts suddenly went crazy. Angel, the man who ran far away, was also a little dazed. Don't dare to stay longer. After taking a look, he quickly left. He knew he was no match for Mu Bai. There is only one dead end left. Hey, if you do this again, I will be angry. Mu Bai shouted at the 2 double knives. But Shuangdao didn't listen. On the contrary, the speed is accelerated. Mu Bai's dodge frequency interval is extremely shortened. Passed by every time. Despair. At this time, 2 steel bars suddenly emerged from the ground and entangled Mu Bai's feet like vines. The double knives took the opportunity to cut off Mu Bai's head directly. A joker dares to destroy the base I built. After Mu Bai's head fell to the ground, a middle-aged man stepped out of the darkness. He wears a red iron helmet that covers half of his face. Wearing a red battle suit and a black cloak, the appearance of this person brought back the escaped male Angel. Your wings. The man in red was surprised by Angel's miserable state. I was cut off by that guy. I thought he was weak, but he turned out to be very strong. The male Angel looked ashamed. This guy is very mysterious. I have already analyzed his powers, but the powers are getting more and more every day. It would be great if I could join my brotherhood to fight against humans. Humble humans deserve to be replaced by our mighty mutants. Brotherhood. If I'm not mistaken, you are Magneto 5.1. Mu Bai's head spoke suddenly. It caused them both to look at him at the same time. The head that fell on the ground rolled to the side of the body by itself. The headless corpse stood up and held the head in its hands. Then put it on the neck. A complete Mu Bai appeared again. Beheaded, he can't die. Magneto was also a little surprised. Even if the head is cut in half, it only needs to be put together to form a complete head. Your regenerative healing factor is well known. They were surprised that they still have the ability of immortality. Undead resistance plus 10 current undead resistance, 290. Crit. Undead resistance plus 10 current undead resistance, 300. Undead resistance reaches 300, activates the 3 stages of regenerative healing factor, immortality, ignoring the curse, transcending the ordinary body, and the soul will also have eternal life. Knowing that I can't die, why don't you accept death obediently? Even if I can't beat you, then I can drag you to death. The appearance of the regenerative healing factor surprised the two of them. Actually, I expected it a long time ago, but it's hard to believe it. Your words let Magneto know that you will be a problem. Stealth plus 20 current stealth, 60. Crit. Wall penetration plus 20 current wall penetration, 50. You go first. Magneto waved his hand. The male Angel turned and fled without any hesitation. Hey, don't rush to leave the head first. Mu Bai quickly chased after him. But suddenly a steel plate protruded in front of him, blocking his way. It's troublesome not being able to use a weapon. Because of the appearance of Magneto, Mu Bai gave up the double knife and could only choose hand-to-hand combat. And Magneto is like a remote magician. Keep waving your hands. Metal objects continued to fly towards Mu Bai. But they were all punched away by Mu Bai. The only thing that makes him afraid is that his 2 divine weapons, the double knives, are now rebelling against the enemy again. It is flying again at a very fast speed. System, can you put away the weapon for me first? Mu Bai splits on the spot. 2 knives flew past his head. Ask the system for a long time. 06 did not respond. Mu Bai knew it was enough. 2 Cyclops shoot at Magneto again. Magneto raised his hand slightly. A huge metal object fell from the air and hit the ground, blocking the 2 rays. I don't have time to play with you. Magneto's eyes suddenly became serious. Hands stretched into the air. Countless metal fragments gathered into a black ball. Magneto version of Vitality Bomb. Excellent description. Stealth plus 10 current stealth, 70. Crit. Wall penetration plus 10 current wall penetration, 60. Mu Bai didn't want to give Magneto time to continue to accumulate big moves. 2 Cyclops burst out again. Brush. But at this time Magneto's body was surrounded by pieces of metal. However, Cyclops cannot shoot through. Well, since you can't stop the enemy's big move, you can only run away. 36 strategies are the best strategy. Standing in place and waiting, you will only wait until the big move covers your face. Running away is the right choice. Substitute plus 20 current substitute, 30. Crit. Invisibility magic plus 10 current invisibility magic, 80. Mu Bai had an idea. Pulled his legs and ran outside the E area. He's not ready to fight Magneto just yet. See, Mu Bai ran away. Magneto glanced in the direction of escape, throwing the ball above the head that was gathered by countless metal fragments. The metal ball scattered immediately after flying out. It was like countless wasps chasing Mu Bai. Hear the humming behind. Mu Bai turned his head and saw that he was not well. So speed up the sprint. While escaping, the buttocks are also releasing poisonous gas. Due to excessive release, Mu Bai could even feel a push forward. The harder you put it, the stronger the recoil. Phlegm similar to GTR jets. Everywhere they go is poisonous gas and iron bees. Mike, quickly prepare gas masks for our people and hide in the lizard room. 11. Yes, boss. What's the situation now? Do you want to start Plan B? There are 5 Omega level mutants in Area C. With my current ability, I can deal with a Magneto. I'm sure I can't do the rest. Let's start Plan B immediately. Leave backhand. Recognized my own strength. Wall penetration plus 20, current wall penetration, 80. Crit. Wall penetration plus 20, current wall penetration, 100. Wall penetration reaches 100. Activate the wall penetration technique. Your body will ignore obstacles to penetrate the wall, and the things on your clothes will also have the wall penetration effect. Edward will probably envy my wall penetrating skill after hearing it. With wall penetration, make up for the lack of Mewbai's speed. Seeing the buzzing iron bees about to get into the back, Mewbai's body turned suddenly and went directly through the wall to another room. The iron bee detoured and continued to pursue. This thing even has a tracking function. Hearing the voice that had just been thrown away was getting closer. Mewbai continued to pass through the wall. But after a while, Mewbai found that the time to hide was dwindling. There are more and more iron bees. When passing through to the next room, there are already many iron bees in the room waiting for Mewbai to throw himself into the trap. See Mewbai appear, like NS poles attracting each other. Quickly dash towards Mewbai. Everything he wears is full of blood holes in the size of a basketball file. The cruelty is comparable to a must. Mewbai fights back with Cyclops. Can only stalemate, but the iron bee has several waves. A stalemate will only do harm but not benefit. Mewbai had no choice but to give up the attack. With both feet together, jump hard towards the ceiling. Jumped from downstairs to upstairs. That's probably the quickest way up the stairs. Mewbai jumped up continuously. Each layer was left with poisonous gas for about 5 minutes. Then jump to the 6th floor and come to the Godfather's room. The Godfather is the main person in charge of the institution. Magneto should not let the Iron Bee come in and destroy it. Very thoughtful. But the Godfather can't control Area C. Stealth plus 10, current stealth, 90. Crit. Stealth plus 10, current stealth, 100. Invisibility reaches 100. Activate invisibility magic. The body can be invisible anytime and anywhere. Even if it is touched, it will not show up. Time to play hide and seek with Magneto. The voice just fell. The door to the Godfather's office was smashed by an iron bee. Even the walls are riddled with holes. At the moment Mewbai has turned on stealth. No longer fear the arrival of iron bees. The iron bee that entered the room turned around. Seems to have lost its way. The black mass stopped at the top of room 163. Mewbai saw that the invisibility really worked. The cat leaned over and prepared to run away. But at this moment a new batch of iron bees rushed into the room. They're not as silly as the first batch. After entering the room, head straight to Mewbai. Blood stained the black iron bees red. Mewbai's body was stuffed with iron blocks. Come back. Magneto smiled slightly and already felt that Mewbai was surrendered. With a wave of his hand, Mewbai fell directly from the 6th floor to the 2nd floor. Falls to the ground 3 steps away from Magneto. Even if you are a regenerative healing factor, I can deal with you. Magneto raised his hand. Mewbai was suspended in the sky 5 meters away from Magneto. The whole body, inside and out, was wrapped in metal fragments. This sentence is also what I want to say to you. Even if you are Magneto, I can deal with you. The momentum is still not lost even when it is completely at a disadvantage. Duplication plus 10, current duplication, 40. Crit. Super bounce plus 10, current super bounce, 30. Really, I want to see what else you can do. Magneto dismissed it. He didn't think Mewbai could perform another miracle to break free from his control. Mewbai didn't speak, but soon the whole institution was filled with screams. Ah, poisonous, help. At the moment a thick green mist spread through the gap in the wall towards Magneto. I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more.